Hello, everyone. Hello, how are we? Welcome. It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's Wednesday evening. God, this week's flying already. Hope you're well. Hope, of course, everyone is excited for the start of season 13. British Steel Challenge, Huddersfield Town. It's already been said in the chat. Is this our year? Are we going to win the Pizza Cup? Are we going to win the league? First of all, are we going to actually get off to a decent start? That is probably the first thing we need to look at. And here we have it, everybody. Welcome to season 13. As I say, British Steel Challenge, Huddersfield Town, League 1. Welcome, Fat Nige. Welcome, Eurodecane. The Arsenal's in. Broadsister's in. Pastor Dutch is in. The Franco is in. Dan Reese is here. Keeney. Keith Runs 69's in as well. Oh, welcome into everybody. Wilco's here, and of course, everyone else who's just chilling in the chat. Keith Runs says, I took a goalkeeper on trial whose name was Tony Jameson. I need to see the picture. I need to see what he looks like. Hit me up in the Discord. Show me what you've got. I've got a feeling I'm not going to be very good. I ain't no goalkeeper, so I've got a feeling that's going to be about it. Lovely t-shirt. That's a lovely third shirt. It is, isn't it? Look at that. It's pink, white, and then of course a black out away kit as well, and then of course some stripes for the home kit there. And this, of course, is where we are. So League One. This is how League One looks in 2034. This is the season preview. Ooh, no pressure whatsoever, apparently, in the league, other than to win the division 1 to 5 on. I mean, that is pretty much, we're not getting much change out of that, really, are we? That's very much going, you're going to have to win this season, Tony, otherwise there is going to be a riot. So we will see. We'll see how we go. That's going to be where we are in terms of the expectations of the season campaign. I think we're in for a fairly decent one, to be honest. I think we've got a good setup. I think we bought well. I think we've sold well. I think we managed to get rid of Batty. We managed to get rid of Rodoni. Gitos in with 14 months. Thank you, Gitos. Very, very kind indeed. This, of course, is what we've done in terms of transfer business. 7.5 in terms of incoming transfers. 4.6 out. Plus, of course, we'll add the, where is it now? The 5.5 million from Jake Batty. So 5.5 plus 4.5 is 5. So, yeah, look, 11 million quid we're looking at, to be honest. No, 10 million pounds in total. Players that we've done there. So Rodoni's gone to Benfica, 4.6 million pounds. He has gone. We are paying a little bit of his wages to get him off our books, though. As I say, Jake Batty has gone to Forest for 5.5 million. So again, disappointing to see him go, but we kind of had to cash in. Really, he was wanting to leave, so we thought, right, let's boot him out. But we have replaced him with this guy, Lee Miles. Has come in. He's gonna be our new left back. And he looks pretty decent, to be honest. He is suspended for one Carabao Cup match, not a problem. But he can play everywhere. Full back, he can play centre back, he can even play as an anchor man if needs be. He can play as a defensive midfielder. He's got the attributes, he's got the skills to do that. But he's going to predominantly play at left back. We've also got ourselves a striker. Paul Ward has come in from Cardiff, a man we're expecting to be in the goals. Look at this, 16 for finishing, 15 for composure, 13 for off the ball, 14 for decisions, 14 for jumping reach and heading. Technique is 16, acceleration 13, teamwork 16, work rate 14. We should really make a prediction as to how many goals we think this guy's going to score, because I'm thinking I reckon he can get us at least 20. So hopefully he's the guy who's going to shoot us into potentially the championship. If he doesn't, Niall Jones overperformed his XG last season, so we might have a look at him as well, finishing 13, determination and composure both of 15, acceleration's good as well, so he's a youngster. We've also brought Graham Curran in here at right back. Sadly, he's already injured, which is a bit of a worry. He got himself injured in pre-season, but looks pretty decent, to be honest, as a right wing back. Going to get forward down that right hand side. 46 league games, 27 goals, we reckon, is the guess from Zeep. Arsenal saying 20 easily. I like the sound of those. I like the sound of those predictions, to be honest. In terms of how pre-season's gone so far, it's gone pretty well. We've played a couple, 32 if he takes penalties. There you go, Nige. We started off with a 9-0 win against Northallerton. That was, yeah. Then a 2-0 win versus Union Sangalan. Then a 1-1 draw with South Shields. That was predominantly a backup team, to be honest. Now we've got Leamington, then we've got a Celtic game as a testimonial. Elche as well. Then we get into the league. So Rotherham, Accrington, Oxford away, Chesterfield. Franco reckons 5 goals. I mean, that is a possibility, Franco, isn't it? That really is a possibility. I hope it's not, but we do have to consider that maybe it doesn't work out. Marquez is available now for a transfer. He's one for the future. Is he one for right now? Atletico Madrid are potentially interested. Sheffield United are in there now, 13 grand. Do we take a punt on him? Do we take a punt on this little lad, get him in the reserves, have him as a backup? I mean, according to what these are reckoning here, he had a great season last year at QPR, 4th in the league for interceptions in the Championship, 3rd for possession won per 90 minutes, 22nd for passes completed per 90, 33rd for headers won. He could be quite handy, actually. If they're going to go 13 grand, let's do that then. This is the promotion of the Pizza Cup, says we're going for it. We're all in for it now. This has got to be it, right? You know, we've got to make sure this is the season. 13 grand, that's what they're making. 13 grand offer. We'll splash the cash. We're going to go 20, right? Let's hopefully put no additional bits and pieces in here. Obviously, we'll worry if Atletico Madrid turn up, take a punt. We're not broke. We're not broke. You're right. We are not broke at all. Jordan Edwards, defensive midfielder, 1.1 million. I don't think he's quite good enough, though, to be honest. I think he's maybe not the guy. Hugo Samanite. Now, he was a big bugger. Jumping reach, 15 to 18, 6'2". Heading's good. Technique's good. Teamwork, leadership. Accrington, though, are in League 2. He was playing at Chesterfield last season. Maybe we'll let him go. Maybe we'll let him pass by. Because we think we've managed to recruit for the first team. To be honest, we think that. But I mean, you can never tell, right? We've got a little bit of cash left before the end of the season, so we've got 4.4 million left. We've got a stack of money in the wage budget. Look at that, 26 grand, 276 grand we're spending of 420. So we do have some space. If the right player becomes available, then we go in hard on it and we go, right, let's get it. We didn't want to replace Dempsey, but we've taken a couple of bids for Dempsey. We've turned them down, and he's a bit, hang on, how have they turned down our bid but have accepted a lower bid from Sheffield United? Unbelievable. Right, okay, let's see what you're after then. Evening Tiger Tales, how are we? Do we change tactics? Tom Sparks says, when you hit that lull in the season, when teams start beating you. I think we have to have an idea in place. Yeah, I think we've got to try and sort of like look. To be honest, we've sort of recruited very similar for what we've got from last season, to be honest. We thought, let's get the team set up in a similar way. Evening Norwegian Boy. We thought, yeah, let's do that. And then obviously in the event that we get some better players in, so for example, like last season we were going, right, you know, we only had one striker, so we're like, in the event if we don't get 2 top class strikers, we won't be looking at making a 2-striker system. You know, have we now got a second striker that we can put in there? Possibly, maybe. You know, maybe we have got enough now to make a 2-striker system. We didn't come up with a tactic that was going to have 3 centre backs because we didn't really think we got 3 centre backs that were good enough to work last season. Have we got song requests on? No, we haven't, Businessman, unfortunately. No, afraid not. I mean, you can request a song from the Epidemic soundtrack if you know that one off the top of your head. But yeah, no, I don't run Spotify or anything. It's too much of a faff. Plus, it just ends up in the stream being ran by people wanting songs. So Nick Strong, decent championship player apparently. Looks reasonable. Anticipation's good. Marking's good. Jumping isn't quite as good, but tiny bit better than Dempsey apparently. What skin are we using? We're using the Tato skin at the minute, which is quite nice, isn't it? I like it. Inconsistent, doesn't have great jumping reach. That's not good enough for us, I'm afraid. Sean Glennon, Albert Menko, Stefano Lafredo, fullback from Inter. Now, this could be quite interesting because if he's as good as they say he is, then we can move Lee Miles into midfield. So anticipation good, crossing good, dribbling not so much so, marking fine, tackling good, technique good, concentration good, determination good, gets forward whenever possible, that's good. Formerly of Peterborough, that's good. On loan at Peterborough last season, 6.79 in the championship. So he played all right. 14 yellow cards, 37 fouls, 1 assist. And if he's as good as they think he is, well, if they think he's as good as we think he is, then he could be great. Doesn't have great jumping reach though. Let's shortlist him because it's Community's emergency cover. Yeah, fairly strong as well actually. What do you reckon? Should we take a punt? Young Smudge, welcome in. DJ, of course, welcome in as well. First time in there. Pleasure to see you. Hope you're well. We could maybe take a punt. Let's have a think about that one, shall we? How much are these guys want? Because I'm not going to like back and forth on it here. I'm wondering what on earth they've even put in as a bid, Sheffield United. I'm starting to think I'm not that bothered now. But then there's also part of me going, well, how much have you bid? It can't be 13 grand plus whatever. You know, there's no way that they've bid 13 grand. Huddersfield, I'd like to bid 160 grand. They want 205 plus 40%. I mean, come on. You can take that, but we're not having the rest of it. I don't know whether that's that thing where it's just glitched out a little bit now. That felt like a glitch on the transfer. Millwall have made a bid for Gardner. Now, we don't want to sell Gardner really, do we? To be honest. He wants to go, if there's a bid of 5.5 million or 5.25 million, this is 3.7, so it's under what they want. And plus they want to put Jalani Sitol in as well. I say no. I think no. He's going nowhere. Hibs, however, 275 grand for Dempsey. We've said 925 grand for Dempsey. 925, not 350. Still going to dig in on him. Mike Rowland to Salford. Did we bid for him? We did, didn't we? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now this lad wants to try and have a chat. Okay. He wants 25 grand. No, he's not getting 25 grand at all. Come off it, mate. Come off it. Absolute dafty. You can have 9. No. We're not falling for that one, right? Like, he might end up being great and we might end up regretting it, but I'm not paying 25 grand for a 20-year-old. Marcus Campbell's gone to Coventry. Okay, that's fair enough. Niall Jones is now out for 7 weeks. There's our backup striker injured. No need to sell cheap. Exactly, Nige. We're not a charity case around here. You know, evening, Devil Always. How are we? Welcome in. See what the Championship's showing us. Jim Davidson. I don't really think we buy a right winger called Jim Davidson, do I? I think we definitely avoid that. Scott Jones from Brentford looks pretty decent, didn't he? We looked at him, and then we also looked at, there's another striker in at Sunderland. Let's have a look at him. That we thought could be quite handy for loaning. Harry Catamol, Devil, how's Huddersfield going? Huddersfield's going pretty well, thank you, Devil. We're getting there early doors. I think it's. I think we've excuse me. I think we've definitely got a potential to do well. We're expected to do very well. We're expected to do very, very well, but that's expectation. That's expectation, isn't it? Expectation is one thing. We obviously have to make sure we follow through on it, and give the people what they want. You know, what the people want is promotion. Tony, stop messing around. Don't just do things just for entertainment value. That's what people want. So yeah, maybe I have to go along that line and be like, right, fine, we'll just get promoted, shall we? Murray has twice the player Catamol is. Which Murray? Which Murray? Mrs. J feel any better? Not really, to be honest. No, she's still a bit groggy, to be honest. Yeah, not having a great time, so we don't know what's wrong with her. She just feels a bit wiped out, to be honest. So hopefully she'll get a bit of rest and pull herself back around, and then she'll be fighting fit. But yeah, at the minute she's just a bit under the weather, unfortunately, which isn't great. Give her a Viscount. Yeah, well, we got her a Viscount. That guy, that Andy Murray there, Graham Murray from Everton. Yeah, he looks fairly handy, to be honest. Where's that striker that we looked at? There was one from Sunderland. Have a look at this guy. See what you think. I'm sure it was Sunderland. There he is. Yeah, Ross Campbell. This is the guy. What do we think? Potential loanee. 18 for determination. 13 for finishing. Jumping reach of 13. Composure of 15. Anticipation of 13. We're thinking he could be fairly handy as a striker. I reckon he's got enough about him, hasn't he? He should be handy. The thing is, though, if you look at him for last season, sadly in League One he only scored 1 goal in 14 games for Blackpool. Scored 8 goals the season before, so not brilliant. He's 23, so we would potentially have the thing of, if he does well, then he'd be out of contract the following season. So there is that to consider. Very good mentals, but doesn't score a lot. Depends upon what team he was playing in as well, doesn't it? Like if he was in a team where he was just, I don't know, like were Blackpool in relegation? Maybe they were. Let's have a look at Blackpool. League One, I mean, they're now, what was that, 2 years ago? Competitions, domestic leagues. So yeah, they finished bottom of the Championship. So he ain't going to score too many goals in the bottom of the Championship, is he? Even in one club champ, how are you, pal? Might not have a decent team to provide assists. Exactly. But this is what I'm thinking. Like, you know, 32, 33. No, maybe he was in the league, in the top division at that point. Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. We can take a look at him, see what we think. There's certainly no rush at this point, but we'll see how Paul Ward looks when he gets run at the team. But judging by last season, we definitely need a backup because Price wasn't scoring goals as a striker. We've moved him out to the wing in pre-season, by the way, and he looks so much better. He looks so much better out on the wing, and that's really interesting to see. Cameron Archer, that's a goalkeeper. Cameron Archer, that's not the same guy. We'll just keep the pitch as it was. Alfie Harrison to Ipswich, don't think so. Bournemouth in for Dempsey. He's not going. He's still not going. Get him on loan. That doesn't matter if he fails. This is what I was thinking. You know, loans are the way to go, right? And we need to get some training done as well. Get some proper training sorted out. So actually, let's have a think. In the event that Dempsey goes, we need a DM, a halfback, essentially. Sebastian Cortez. Jumping reach 15, first touch, passing, tackling, vision. It's probably him, innit? It's probably that guy. The first one we click on, it's probably him. 28. He looks fairly handy. Zidane Iqbal at Reading, 31 now. Charles Amarege. Tackling's not quite as good as we wanted it, is it? But not too bad. Billy Mitchell, Jer White, Leon Gibar. Tackling's not quite as good as we need it to be. Matthias Oleson. John Evans is the Dundee lad, isn't it? So we're not going to need him. To be fair, Tony, you're in mid-50s now in the game. Yeah, we're getting there. We're going to get a bit older. He looks all right. Tackling could maybe do with being a little bit better. Jumping reach is dreadful. Two for jumping reach. Don't we? Sam White again, not great. Emmanuel Isa. Again, 9. Might be a terrific signing, but he's got jumping reach of 3 and tackling of 9. That's not... I don't really think that's terrific. I mean, vision and passing, yes. If you're going to play him as a deep line playmaker, possibly. But I think we need someone who can play as a DM, play as a halfback if needs be. But maybe we set the scouts to go and find one. Find me a halfback. I daren't even ask the DLP, to be honest, because the director of football, because he quite frankly comes back with nothing, to be honest. It just goes, I don't know. I've got no idea. Let's ask him. Right, who have you got? Drew Pert. No clue. Kieran Holland. No clue. Jer White. 6'4", 22. One of our Hearts and Hibs. Work rate's quite low, to be honest. I don't know if he's been at Hoffenheim. He's 24. Can't still be in the Hoffenheim under 19s at 24, can you? That's not suggesting that you've done particularly well. Abe Rogers. Serhat Yasser. Turkish, German, Dutch. 19, 6 foot. I mean, realistically, he feels like the person who should be the best. Even in Moa, how are you? DOF can be improved a lot. Not great recommendations on moving unwanted players on. Yeah, I think so. I think it's just about like how we use them in game, really, isn't it? Like, I don't know about yourself. I don't do director of football style saves, so I don't really allow them. I don't leave them to do that sort of thing with the, going and doing my transfers, doing my negotiations, finding all my players for me. I don't do that really. So in that sense, I'm like, I don't really see the flaw with them. To be honest, I'm not sort of clamoring for them to be changed, but for me, anything that can be improved for the better, then I'm absolutely all for. Yes, the update was what did come out today, Wilco. That's right. We popped the link in the Discord. Actually, let's put the link in the chat. In fact, to be fair, it updates straight away. If you load up via Steam, so it goes straight out. So there we go. That's it. That's your lot now. Any more than that, no more. No more fixes. Miles Huff has gone to Shrewsbury. Jonas Luca of Cardiff. He's on our shortlist already. We need to do name changes again. Oh yeah, you will do. Yeah, that's a good. I said indistinctive goalkeeper. So what's an indistinctive goalkeeper? Instinctive apparently. But yeah, you're always going to need to do the name changes because obviously it's licensed teams, isn't it? So that's never going to be a thing. Andre James, did we get him in on trial? I can't remember if we did or not. But yeah, he's going out anyway, and so right, let's just get some bits and bobs done. Get these two friendlies out of the way. John Grant, £3 million. No, we're not. Look, all you're doing is being silly. The lawyers trying to come in and buy our players. We're not selling anybody at the minute, unless it's going to be for big money, and then we can panic and buy someone on transfer deadline day that we haven't fully scouted. That's the game we're going to play, right? Nothing before that. So we will continue to have a bit of a look at what we brought in. So let's go back to, actually, you know what? Let's keep it as it is. I'm going to keep that essentially second string. It's going to have a game, see what they look like. So Lloyd Lewis is going to be leading the line. Welsh striker that we bought last season. We'll see if he can get some goals under his belt. We're going to have Carnell's going to play at centre back, right back, I think. So that's the Leamington team. I'll show you our team right now. Yeah, so Rachel in goal, Roland is going to left back on trial, Hughes, Carnell in the centre, Grant our right back, Miles in the middle, along with Stacey, Price out wide on the right, Boyle who's on the left here, he's replaced with Radoni out on the left as that Roman playmaker, Harrison just behind in the number 10 role, and Lloyd Lewis up front. So it's a sort of mixture of like who you'd expect in the first team, some second team backup players, sort of see if they can force their way into the consideration, give them some game time. There you go, that's what you want. Roland on trial, we're hoping to get a full-time deal for him. Lloyd Lewis, of course, needs some goals under his belt. That's a great start for today. Miles playing in that DM role, actually. They make a note of that, everyone. That maybe the DM is staring us in our face and we have to just go and buy a new left back. Could be the Italian guy, could be this Roman lad. So we'll see how we get on. Last on Monday, I think the general consensus was that we were going to get 100 points in the league. That felt like it was the general consensus from the chat, and I was like, can't start thinking about that sort of points totals just yet. But we sort of we feel confident going into the season. That's the problem. And I know that's the worst thing to do, isn't it, to feel confident. The Celtic game will probably put us back down to, you know, knock a few bits out of us, but for now, Ian Hughes there, back post header, 2-0, 12 minutes played. Anything less than 100, I think the board will sack you. Might be. The thing is, we're only expected to get to reach the playoffs, so if we get promoted automatically, then we've overachieved. So that's what we want to do, innit? Keep those expectations just a little bit lower and then overachieve. That's what we want to be doing. Harrison, Stacey's in there, Carnell, Roland. Oh, not bad shot from the left back there. I think we need 3 or 4 backups to reach Chat's hopes. I think we do as well. We definitely need a backup striker, and I think we need some. We probably still need a little bit more quality in midfield now. Actually, now that we've sold players like Radoni, now we've sold players like Campbell, now that we've, we're potentially losing players like Dempsey, we might actually need another little bit of grit in the centre of the park, to be honest. And we want to compete on a couple of fronts as well. Nigel's kind of like said there, it's a long season, plenty of changes. We want to win the Pizza Cup. We're going to need to rotate this squad, so a couple of clever little loan signings, I think, might be quite handy. Get those players in from the Championship or even the Premiership. We've got a little bit more quality. Yes, they're not going to play every single week, but when they do, we're expecting them to come in, hit the ground running, and then basically put pressure on our starting 11 to go, look, I want this shirt. I want to make it happen. Stacey's the man. Having him fit all season is key. Yes, exactly. So what we need to do is we need to have someone who can fit in there in the eventuality that he gets injured. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be able to have a backup, really, in the event that Stacey picks up an injury, because if he does, then we are stuffed. Because there's nobody. I mean, Gardner maybe could probably do what he does. Grant could maybe do what he does, but they can't do what he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, they can go in and they can try, but they're not going to do the same thing at all. I quite like the look of this lad here, this Bel Kashimi, when he came on last week. So let's have another little look at him, see what we can do. This Turner as well. We need to work out what we think about him. Got Brent Zeke as Ink up top. Have a little look at him again. Just squad players. Have a quick little nosy at them. Even the closing. How are we? Are we ready to terrorise League One? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. Because I think, as we're saying, like, if we get off to a slow start, then it's like, I think I'll start to second guess myself, and I'll be like, do I need to start making changes and stuff? Whereas if we can get off to a reasonable start, then I'll be like, actually, you know what? This is fine. We can just react as we go along. A slow start automatically makes you just start second guessing everything and going like, I think I need to change stuff. And you might not need to, but it might just need that little bit of bedding in time. But you do instantly start to doubt yourself, and that's a bad place to be. Especially early in the season, I think. Stacey, lovely little ball there. Miles dinks it over the top there. That's brilliant. I think he's had a half decent game actually at a half back there. Is there anyone behind Boyle in the pecking order? Well, not really, Franco. I think this is part of our trouble. I think we've got the first 11 sorted, and I think we've made sure that we've sort of went, get the starting 11 locked down, improve those areas. So I think we can probably all agree that the players we brought in are better than the players that we had in those positions last season. I don't think we do have those backup players just yet. I think there's a few members of the chat were very forceful and going, Tony, you've got money, buy the best players now. Like, oh yeah, good point, let's get that done. There's a couple of players who could maybe drift into those positions, but I don't think we've bought backups just yet, or players who can challenge for those positions just yet. Obviously there's still enough time in the transfer window to do that, so that'll be our plan, to try and make some of that happen. Try and have an entire season out of the job centre. I hope so. I believe it or not, I don't like looking for new jobs. I like to have I like stability. That's what I like. I like stability in my games. I don't want to be constantly changing teams. When I'm looking around, it's because I think, all right, I've fucked this and I don't know how to fix it. Whereas I quite, Oxford, we were like, so yeah, we had a quick little nosy around every now and again, but I think ultimately we were happy for 3 seasons. We flew through the National League. We should have got promoted the first season. We didn't. We then smashed the National League for the second season, so that was great, and we won the FA Trophy as well. So we all sort of came into League Two being like, we should be all right here. Got ourselves promoted, and it was only in League One where we're like, I don't know if we're going to have enough about us. Maybe if we'd have stayed another season in Oxford, we might have stabilised and we might have been where we are now. They haven't pushed on past that. In hindsight, maybe the move to East Fife was the wrong one. We obviously have some other options to go to other places. Maybe we could have done that. Without the chat, we'd still be at Banbridge. Exactly, so. Exactly. I had no need to move from Banbridge. I was onto a good thing there. And we'd still be in the Northern Irish Championship now, 13 seasons on. Still with DJ Pedro. You know, we could have made that happen. That could be a thing. But we tell stories, right? We're moving around, we're having a lovely time, and that's what it's all about. I had the turf graphic the other day and what an improvement in the game experience. Oh, really? What turf graphic? Is there like a new patch? Is there? Well, that's a bit of terrible defending. Plot twist: by the end of the season, leaving East Fife looks like the wrong division decision. East Fife was a good move if they'd been relegated as we expected. Good point. Very good point. We were expecting to be going into the second division. What on earth is Travis swinging out there? Yeah, we were like, this is fine. We're going to go to the bottom of we're going to the bottom league in Scotland. It's going to be great. Rebuild. Away we go. Right, Zenk with his first goal for the club there. Well, technically not first goal really because it's in a friendly, but they all count, right? Oh, okay. It's a plug-in from Scout. Okay, nice. Keenly tickets booked for the latest comedy night in town. Raymond Mains, Ronnie Black. I've not seen Ronnie Black. Graham Mackey, I have seen. Though, and Scott Agnew, I love Scott Agnew. Love that man to bits. Should be a decent night. It will be. Mains is brilliant. Agnew's brilliant. Mackey's just like you can't follow him in Scotland. Just does what he needs to do. And like I said, I've not seen Ronnie before, but I'm sure on that lineup he's going to have to be pretty decent. I'm sure he will be. Nigel's the first time to save. I think we've actually bought the nailed on first teamers. Now I need to pick all those famous. He could be an option players. Yeah, that's a fair point, Nigel. That is a fair point. You've already worked out. I do like a squad. I don't necessarily use them, but I like to buy a squad. I never go full on with like, right, let's buy some absolute nailed on first teamers. I tend not to do that, do I? And that is often to my downfall, I think. Often to my downfall. Sometimes just gotta put my hand in my pocket, haven't I? And realise it's not my money. That's what I've got to look at. It ain't my cash. So, why am I worried? Could be all right. Steve Reed, 26. I think if we look at championship level players, then they can obviously already drop down. Not seen Ronnie Black either. Agnew's fantastic. Yeah, Agnew's great. Agnew's so good. That Graham Murray doesn't look too bad. He's lacking. Passing's not great, but his acceleration's very good. Plays out wide. Off the ball's not brilliant. Teamwork isn't great though. I'll be honest, that's an issue. It's a concern, isn't it? Ozdogan. Nice to get forward. A wing back. Let's compare him with. Now, who was the Italian left back? Let's have a quick little look, shall we? Because it would be quite ridiculous to consider getting a player in from Inter Milan, wouldn't it? So, better mentally, better defensively, better physically. Both the same in terms of acceleration and attacking. I think Ozdogan's slightly better in the air, slightly better technically. In the fact that he can take a free kick. But marking's ever so slightly better from Lafredo. Tackling is better. Crossing is a nudge better. Anticipation's just a slightly better. He's slightly less brave. Concentration's a little bit better. Determination's higher. He's not as much of a leader. His positioning's a bit better. There's not a lot in it, to be honest, with these two players. to be honest. The fact he plays with both feet, I think, is probably the thing. But then again, it's reasonable rather than very strong. It's slightly worse jumping. Loves big matches. That could be a thing. And there's also the kudos as well of having a player from Inter Milan, isn't there? Let's be honest. 9 grand wages. I think we can afford that, can't we? We can afford 9 grand wages. Let's have another little look and see if there's any backup midfielders we can dig out here that we've previously looked at and been like, oh, he's a player that we like. Training to be better on the right while he's back up. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, and then we can class it like we brought 2 players in. I do quite like this Easer, actually, as well. Who are my favourite top 3 serial killers? Now, there's a question. There's a question. It depends on what mood I'm in, Rimmer. Do you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes I like the classics, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? Just go a little bit out there. Bundy had the added bonus of being attractive. So also you got to wonder who's had the best TV work afterwards. So yeah, soon Boris Johnson. Yeah, Shipman just went under the radar, didn't he? Just like proper like lethal finisher, just like bang, bang, bang. Like, oh, you got me. Like no one suspected him. What are we thinking? Easer good? Emmanuel Easer good? Can't believe I just had to do that. He lacks a bit of tackling. That Cortez, though. Ebenezer good, yeah. Haven't got any Viras. Lovely, lovely. Luca Gandolfi's gone to Preston. Charlie Bebo. He's just gone from Sutton, hasn't he? Chevron. Oh, come off it. Oh yeah. Like O'Grady was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just like saying to Mr. J earlier, like just Lily Savage was just an absolute tour de force when she first started. Just like smashing, like just smashing barriers down all over the place. Incredible. I must admit, I don't watch a lot of Paul O'Grady stuff as Paul O'Grady, but as Lily Savage, fuck man, that was like, yeah, absolute sensational stuff. You know, and as a comic, I've just got to respect that. That's like, yeah, you're doing incredible stuff here, absolutely incredible stuff here. Lily Savage doing Blankety Blank was superb. Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, but being like, from the era that she burst into stand-up and cabaret, and like having to deal with all that and everything that came with it, to then get to the point when you are the mainstream, that's fucking exceptional. Do you know what I mean? Like, to overcome all of the like the animosity, the sort of like just people being really horrible to you, and of course like all the prejudice that comes with, particularly in that time with regards to, you know, LGBT lifestyle and that, and just to have to then become the nation's, like one of the nation's favourites. It's just like the end game, innit? You just play the end game, and then you get there, and it's like, yeah, we're here now. Now what? And yeah, he was unreal, absolutely unreal. She was unreal. They were unreal, all of them. However you want to, yeah, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, there's going to be it's difficult to replace. It's a difficult one to replace. to be honest. Saw a clip today of Lily Savage and Richard and Judy on wine tasting and merrily necking everything. It's the same as like when you... Thing is, you don't appreciate just how good these people are in their time. And I know that's so cliche to say, but things like if you went back now and watched Kenny Everett, like you'd maybe look at it and be like, okay, like, you know what, like that's really good. But imagine that at the time. Like imagine how good that would be at the time. Like for someone to be that ballsy and out there and just be like, this is happening and I'm going to make all these innuendos and these suggestions and like, oh, it's going to make you uncomfortable, but it's going to be fucking funny. Like that's where we are. Like those people were breaking the barriers for everyone of our generation to come through and to say what we wanted to say and to give people from those backgrounds an opportunity to go and say what they wanted to say and get those opportunities. And yeah, like you look at people who are good now and they can't be good without the people who came before them. And the people who came before us were absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. Keeney, who are the top 3 comedians of now or all time. The Mount Rushmore is Mount Rushmore is easy and difficult to make in equal measures, right? For me, if we're putting 3 on the Mount Rushmore, okay, I know it's Billy Connolly, it's Rick Mail, and it's Victoria Wood. Those 3 go as first round entries into the Comedians Hall of Fame. That's where I think you've then got honourable mentions go to Robin Williams, Steve Martin, and Richard Pryor. Got any fun saves in Europe? I had a save with Rops in Finland last year, Rowie. Bosie, that was quite good fun. They're the closest team to Lapland, so they're almost FC Santa, but there is actually a team called FC Santa Claus as well, so you can maybe go and have a look at them. That's what I went and did. It was great, really good fun. So yeah, they're my 3. They're my 3. But and they tend not to change as well. Like if you ask, like some things you'll ask me, like, so, you know, but what's your favorite band? What's your favorite song? Whatever. You can't really sort of like, you know, it changes so much. But I think those 3 comics, I think that's been my go-to answer for many, many years, and I think that says it for me that in my head, they're the 3. They're the 3. Like, you know what I mean? And like it's interesting as well. Victoria Wood's the interesting one because I'm not massively into like musical comedy, but I just remember growing up watching it and she was just incredible. And like I remember being like transfixed by it, like just going, yeah, this is great. This is like absolutely brilliant. And Rick Mail is he's just everything that I'm not. Like no one can ever be Rick Mail, but I could never ever imagine being Rick Mail or trying to do the stuff that he did and coming out with the characters, the mannerisms, the energy that he had, and just to do it in a time where going, you know what, I'm just going to talk about farts for a bit, and no one was doing it. Like, you know, no one was doing it, and he's just like, right, I'm going to do this, and you're like, oh, wow, incredible. And then to end up in Hollywood, like Hollywood embracing that sort of thing as well. It's like, this is brilliant, watching things back from the young ones to bottom to all the sort of like the sort of like the BBC alternate network at the time. He was just outstanding. And then, I mean, Billy Connolly, do I even need to say why he's the GOAT? Like, you all know this, right? Because without Billy Connolly, we don't have stand-up as it is now. Like, imagine if Billy Connolly never existed. Like, do you know what I mean? I just don't know. It's really quite sad to imagine that a world where Billy Connolly wouldn't have existed. Because there's going to become a point where sadly we are going to have to live that life. And Billy Connolly, unfortunately, is not no longer with us. But you just, like, as a comic, he changed the game completely. He changed the game and just went, have you considered doing this? And then everyone went, fuck yeah, that. Like, let's do that. That's brilliant. Because without him, it doesn't happen. Like, it stays as the entertainers, the singers, the dancers. You do your so your 40-minute set of one-liners, which could be anybody's, to be honest. Bob Monkhouse can go in that list of like incredible comics. Like the amount of jokes he would turn over. Like there's the thing of the legendary thing where his joke books got stolen, and like these were worth millions because of how many jokes that man wrote. But without Connolly, I just think that, like, for a folk singer to be like, I've got a bit of folky songs, they're a bit funny, and like, and then to all of a sudden to be not just a folk singer who's a bit funny, but to be the greatest comedian of all time and a half decent folk singer who's quite funny, like, is incredible. Leshy, welcome in. Appreciate the raid, buddy. Hope you're well. Hope the stream was good. You've joined us. We're doing a little bit of I've just done a comedy Mount Rushmore, which has been quite. We started off as serial killers. We end up with stand-up comedians. So we've had a slight variation on that one. But welcome in. Hope you're good. We're trying to get Tony with the great hair. I mean, I try, right? I try. This is where we are. I cut over the weekend. You might be able to tell. I've got myself a little fresh fade going on in there. So, Orlando Kelly wants to leave now. Good enough to buy, or just getting on loan? What are we saying? That's a lot of red. That's a lot of red. Acceleration of 12 though for Ross Campbell. Even Nico, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Sorry, mate. Apologies if you already said hello and I was busy off chatting about God knows what. So welcome in. Welcome Gavin Brash as well, by the way. Frozen Luffy as well. Hope Ade Edmondson's autobiography turns out to be a good read. I mean, the thing with Ade Edmondson's autobiography is that people will buy it to hear about Rick Mail. That's the problem. And I think he knows that. You know what I mean? He knows that. So you gotta. It's a difficult line to walk in it. You want to give the people a little bit of what they want, but at the same time, it's like you also need to tell your story. And I think that's where we are. I think he needs to think about that one. Still going with the British Steel. Yeah, Alicia, we're gonna be here for all season. All season is gonna be British Steel. It's gonna take us a while, and we'll get wherever we get. But yeah, we were in Vanarama last time. Well, we've had a bit of a change since then. We've been to we went all the way up to League One, which is obviously where we are now, and we went to Scotland for a little bit, left, and we're back in League One now. So, what's the been around the world? That's where we are now. And we're now stuck at the point where I'm trying to buy some players, and I'm like, hey, where do we go? I sort of want to have backup players, but I also, if there's a first teamer that pops their head up, then let's get them in as well. Always found the fact a lot of comedians are kind of also aspiring comedians really interesting. Acaster, Evans, Connolly, Bailey, Minchin, yeah. Who else is the other one? Bo Burnham as well. Is very, very musical. I think there's just a lot of overlapping skill set, to be honest, because it's like you understand with music, you understand like rhythm, you understand cadence, and it's the same with how the spoken word is. You understand the rhythm of the spoken word and how it sounds and patterns and behaviors and stuff, and then if you can tune that in, then it makes your stand-up better because it has a pace, it has a feel, and there's no coincidence really. I think that you've got people who can play a bit of music or understand music. I don't play a lot of music, but again, I understand. I used to play music back in the day, not brilliantly, to be honest. I used to play guitar and a bit of bass. I could do some tiny bit of drums, but I would never class myself as a musician ever. But I understand it. I understand enough about it. And again, it is that the technical side of it to go right, timing, beats, sounds, even down to things like how you use a microphone. Like there's those little tiny things like that will come from having a bit of an understanding of music, like how the microphone sounds, how the reverb set up, how the PA sounds. Like you get all that, like knowing your distance with your microphones and stuff. to get different sounds. It's all bits and pieces that you learn via other avenues, I suppose. But you're right, Brash. Yeah, we do tangents. Occasionally there's a bit of Football Manager gets played in here, but I think together we all learn something. So that's the thing. Think of it like, on the American Office when they say, excuse me, and they say, oh, for example, Michael, last week we had a meeting about planets. That's what this is like. We start off talking about paper, and then we start going about how that's used for the toilet, and then we look at how other species use the toilet, and then we looked at all the other people who live in the universe, and then by that point, I think we all learned a little bit about how small we are. That feels a lot like what it's like being in this stream sometimes. Like, it's good. The fuck's he gone with this? We'll get back eventually. Something will make sense, but there is going to be a moment where we just get on board. We'll go. We'll come back. But it'll be fine. Billy Kirkwood's very good at that. Very, very good at that. He can take you off to places with his mind as well, which is it's a skill. It's a skill to do. Some audience members just sit there and go, I haven't signed up for this. Like, I just want to hear jokes. I don't want to hear him go off all over their houses and come back. Like, it's not for me. So you can never please everybody, but half the day, as long as I'm having fun, that's. In fact, actually, that was one of Kirkwood's shows. The show title was called "At Least I'm Having Fun," and that was a show title I gave him and said, "Just call it that." And he was like, "Yeah, I will actually. Yeah, that's a great title." So, yeah, that show was because of me. Sorry about that. Dead Star, how are you, pal? I think everyone's going well. Speaking for us, feel free to join in chat. Let them know how you're feeling. Who's the lad from Millwall? We just pulled him up, didn't we? This guy here, Omaregi, he looks decent, but I think he's going to be expensive though. Mike Reed. Oh, there's a blast from the past, isn't there? Yeah, Mike Reed was good. Mike Reed was very good. Harks back to Ronnie Corbett, who took 10 minutes to tell a 10-second joke. I think we're all there, to be honest. It probably won't surprise you to know that I watched quite a lot of Ross Noble. So Rod Gilbert as well as another of the modern era comics. I think it's just like you can tell that I watch a lot of Rod Gilbert. Even Tomo, how are you, buddy? Ross is incredible. Ross is so good. The only problem with Ross now, doing comedy, is almost seeing the joins. Like, you're almost aware of like what is probably the routine and how he then sort of like weaves everything around, because it's all like so much of it is off the cuff. You're just like, fuck, this is like, how's this guy's brain working the way it is? But then there's like, if you see him a couple of times on tour, you're like, oh, there is actually a routine. There's like one routine or something, and you're like, how does he get into it and how does he get back out of it? And it's like, he's just the master compere. Like, it just, like, I just stand just looking in amazement. I'm just like, yeah, this is mad. Absolutely mad, just watching a genius at work. And he never seems phased. He's just like, yeah, it's what we do. Let's go for it. Away we go. I guess when you're that good, that's exactly what it's like, isn't it? Tom will just do some podcast content. Nice. I need to check the latest episode out, actually, so do remind me to go and do that. In fact, Tom, will tell people what your podcast's called, and then ping me the link, and I'll tweet it out, or we'll stick it in the chat, and we can get people to go and listen to it. Yeah, go and listen to Tom's podcast. It's retro video games, so get on it. How's Huddersfield Challenge going? I'm just in the last of the Oxford videos and the live channels. I've had some run. I need to do some more updates on that, don't I? I need to get some more of these streams out onto that channel. Let's jump into we've got the Celtic game to do. Got some training we have to do as well. feel like we're just going around in circles at this point, trying to find players. I think those two strikers we looked at, the lad from Brentford and the lad from Sunderland, I think look pretty decent. Kai Sloss, Nelson, could watch them all day. I mean, yeah, 100%. 100%. Those three are just... And so different. So different, but equally incredible. They're so good. We like a bit of that, Murray, don't we? Tony's one of those rare streams that has channel points redemption for Let's Play a bit of FM. We should do that, shouldn't we? We should put that on there. Mate, get back to it. Like, look, enough now. Focus. No, you'll have to send me the link, Tomo, because we've got links turned up. You know that. Send it to me. Send it to me as a whisper, or stick it me in Discord, and I'll post out in here. More nonsense. I mean, look, this is what makes my stream different, right? This is what makes my stream different, because, again, like everything, not everyone can do this. You know, there'll be some people who'll be like, yeah, we can do off the wall. Can do, of course you can. But there'll be some people who'll be like, yeah, this is easy, and that's the whole point. You're meant to make it look like it's easy. High scores, high stakes. Let's have a look. I used to get, I'm sure I've told this before, I used to get like people kicking off with at the end of a gig, just like going, I feel they'll maybe like try and heckle and like, but it's just a bloke talking. He's just talking. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm literally just talking. That's it. Nothing else. There's no, like, all I'm doing. I've not thought about anything. I mean, well, to be fair, that's probably true. I haven't really thought much about what I'm trying to say, but yeah. Stand up is literally just talking. You've worked that one out. Oh yeah, but also being funny. That's another thing. And they're the guys. They're the ones who are the funny guy at work. You're just like, all right, here we go. We really have an inventive chat that can lead TJ anywhere. We do, and this is the thing. I am very easily led, as you probably are all incredibly aware. I can be. I was about to say I can be taken down a dark alley. That sounds wrong. Don't clip that bit. I'm open to suggestion, right? If you guys want to be silly, we can be silly. If you guys want to be serious, we can be silly. It'll be fine. But yeah, between us, we're going to have a nice time. Yeah? Let's have a look at these two guys then. Scotty Jones and Big Ross Campbell. Now, Big Ross Campbell has the added ability of he can play a little bit deeper. So maybe we're getting two players for one, possibly. He is slightly better in terms of the sort of the attributes, a little bit better in the air, a little bit quicker, a little bit better vision, slightly better attacking. TJ's school report, distract others isn't easily distracted. I don't want to say that you're right, but you are absolutely right. I don't want to say you're right, but one of my old school teachers actually found me on Facebook after a while, and their first comment wasn't, oh, you know, how are you getting on? Like, hope life's treating you well. They added me on Facebook, sent a message, and just went, it's no surprise you're a comedian. We all knew. And I was like, yeah, I think you probably did, didn't you? I think you probably did. So yeah, it didn't come as a surprise to them. When it comes to streaming, you notice who's a professional performer. You're finding a good balance between being Tony and the professional performer, if that makes sense. That does make sense. That absolutely makes sense. Oh yeah, because you want to be able to. Like, it's all about keeping entertaining, isn't it? Like that's what it's an entertainment business. Like, you guys don't want to be sat. Some of you might don't want to be sat for 4 hours and go, right, show me how to play the game and show me how to exploit bits and pieces. I always say, there's two ways of playing Football Manager on stream. You either play it where you're an educator and you're teaching people how to improve and find little things that everyone goes, fuck, I didn't know how to do that. That's brilliant. And you go away and you learn something. Or there's the other type of person which just entertains. And that's the angle I've chosen. Like, I've chosen that we're not going to learn much. We might learn something. If we do, it's by accident probably, but we'll get there. But yeah, we'll go down the entertainment route first of all. That's what we quite like. So Scotty Jones, better at finishing, just 15 to 13. Better in the air, 16-10. His tackling's a little bit better. His bravery's a bit better, 14-7. His anticipation, 16-13. Composure, a little bit less, 15-13. Ross Campbell, determination, 18 compared to Scott Jones's 9. Campbell's a bit more of a leader, 14-9. Tiny bit better off the ball. Tiny bit better teamwork. Tiny bit better vision. And they're kind of similar in terms of their makeup, really. Campbell's better in the air, and Jones is a bit more agile. I think, to be honest, they're clearly two different types of players, right? Jones is probably a bit. Jones. We know Jones is a poacher, right? We know Jones is a poacher, but Campbell can kind of give us a little bit more, right? Deep line forward. If he can play in the number 10 role as well, then he can maybe fill in for Harrison. So we could theoretically look at both. Both right-footed, both reasonable left foot. So they're not, like, if it's a case of one or the other, then we can get one or the other. They're both slightly injury prone, which isn't good. Campbell likes big matches. He's versatile. He's driven. Train Campbell to be the shadow striker. Well, this is what I'm thinking, yeah. But then you've also got Jones, who might have the slightly higher potential. They're both out of contract in the summer as well, so theoretically, there would be an option where, you know, they could both be available at the end of the season. If they have good seasons, then what? Because look, AMC and striker, we've got one Campbell. We haven't actually, Monret. He's gone. Campbell's gone. Hello, Callum. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Try giving Campbell and Jones fringe player deals. Well, I'm thinking if we can get them in for loan, then we don't have to worry about that just yet. Try before you buy. Doesn't dive into tackles, runs with the ball. Wouldn't be picking Jones if he dreads big matches. Did he dread big matches? I think they both had a. Oh, he does, yeah. He's not keen on that. Looking forward to next Friday. What's happening next Friday? Don't need to remember. Oh yeah, Insomnia. Shit, forgot about that. Yes, Insomnia Gaming Festival. God, I believe I forgot that already. Yeah, Football Manager show is going to be live at Insomnia Gaming Festival. Here is the link for the show. If you haven't already seen it, 4 p.m. Good Friday. Come and hang out with me and Aaron. It's gonna be good. Callum's gonna be there as well, and possibly even Gavin Brash. I've just spoken for Gavin Brash, to be honest. He might be, he might not be. I don't know. He might be. So Jones will pick up a 3-month injury in September. Are we going Campbell then? Are we thinking Campbell? Stop procrastinating off a Campbell alone. Yes, sir. Is Paul Ward not leaning the line well? Right, we're not paying 55 grand a week. Shut up. Not doing that. Is Paul Ward? Well, he is going to lead the line. Yes, he is. But we also want to make sure that we've got a backup in case for when he inevitably gets injured, because we can't have nice things forever year on. There's going to be an issue where he's going to get injured. What are we thinking about this guy? Plays all over the place. He is only 5'5". Like, short and can't jump. Agreed. But can he play out wide? Can he play in the number 10? Can he play at right back? The answer to all those questions is sort of yes. Apart from he can't really tackle, but his passing's good, his teamwork's good, his dribbling's decent, acceleration's good. Can't cross. Maybe not. Passing's decent enough though. Can't tackle, so no good at right back. Doesn't need to jump with his plate to feet. There you go. 5 goals in 37. Don't care. He's coming in. He's coming in. Renford's coming in, hopefully. Rogie. Got a bit of injuries about many now. Still not letting him go. Never going to get our man back, are we? That's a shame. Sam White's tackling's not good enough for me either. What's his value? 1.6. So we might be able to buy him. Might be able to buy him. In fact, I think that's the thing, isn't it? If it becomes a case of, well, we just chuck all the money there, is that where the money needs to be spent, though? That's the thing. Every one of these players will be excellent in non-league. Oh, 100%, Callum. Like, they would all be superb. In fact, you know, and most of them would probably be superb in our league. But even then, I'm a little bit like, I'm hanging fire on one or two because I don't want to press the button just yet. I'm big for 9 crossing, mate. We've been there. We've gone through all of that, and it's like, the problem is, once you come out the other side, you're still in a mindset of 9's pretty good, and like, you get your chat sitting there going, no, Tony, you can get someone who's got 16 for crossing now. You're like, can I? How many players is that? Is that multiple players? Because I don't think there's such a thing as 16 for crossing. But yeah, 16 for crossing exists. I think so. No, 16 crosses a season. That's the stat I'm looking for. That's the yeah. We saw someone who once crossed the ball 16 times. That was it. Not necessarily for our team either. Obviously, I think, has that Roland gone to Charlton? Oh, I missed out on him. Never mind. 16 for crossing is a myth. Did we make a thing on this? He played a little bit during pre-season. 16 for free kick taking, 13 for dribbling, 11 for crossing, 16 for acceleration. Teamwork's not amazing. I feel like he's Adel Tarabt, essentially. Do we stick him in as a free, have him as a backup? He's previously played for Lyon and QPR. It wouldn't be a loan though. He'd have to come in on a free. Good championship level player apparently. Doesn't like to get stuck into challenges. If he could shoot, he'd be a poor man's Mahrez. I think the fact he can't shoot makes him a poor man's Mahrez. To be honest, I like him personally. He looks like someone who'd sell tickets. That's the look. That's what we're looking at, innit? Going, would you pay to see this guy? he puts bums on seats. He puts bums on seats, so we'll put him in the team, right? Can he play football? Can he? Fuck, but who cares? People will pay to see him. It's entertainment around here, innit? It's entertainment. Come and see the big gangly freak. That's what we like. Could you find a really small player? Could you find a really, really small player? Dress him up like the mascot. That'll be funny. Stand him next to a big bugger. Matt Turner we're still unsure about. Bums on seats, shoots at a rocket. Yeah, exactly. Defender left. Yeah, okay, go on. I mean, we're clearly going to play him as a wing back. Well, found a new gen who's 4'11". He's dreadful, but I must have him. Yeah. You've definitely got to do that. There's a bug, or not a bug, but there's a data error in one of the players at Norwich. I think he's even shorter than 4'11". And from what I understand, it's because when the data was submitted, SI went back to the Norwich research, went, is everything fine? I went, yeah, it's fine, yeah. They didn't double check, and apparently there's one player in there who's just so short. It's like 4'7" or something, I think. I think it's the shortest player in the game. 17 in 90 for Orlando Kelly. You know, who's really short and quick. Is it? Is there a number that you know of, Zar? 5,000, but you get 5,000 points pretty quickly these days, don't you? Right, Orlando Kelly, yeah or nay? 25. He's not going to improve too much, is he? But Bristol City want him. Swansea want him. 57. For those people who don't know what we're on about, by the way, this is Michael Owen's autobiography. This is what we read from for inspiration. So just pause 2 seconds. Let's go full screen for this. Page 57. Right, we're talking a little bit about agents here. That's a plus point I really value. His experience at the negotiating table is invaluable too. He's arranged huge transfer deals for Shearer, Platt, York, and of course, Beckham. But that's not the main reason I'm with him. If ever you had a problem, he seems to be the ultimate authority. It doesn't matter what the topic is, he's always knowledgeable. If you're ever in trouble, he knows all the right people. Life's about contacts half the time, and Tony's are second to none. He's very rarely proved wrong. He'll select deals that fit with your image, and he'll never send you down the wrong line. Shearer and Beckham, for example, were aimed in totally different directions. I couldn't see Alan doing a deal with Brill Cream or a sunglasses company. It's all very well saying, it's easy when you've got good clients, but it's still possible to make big mistakes. Sure, Tony has all the right ammunition, but he knows how to use it. The first contract I signed was with Malcolm Douglas from the watch company Tissot, who I'm still proud to be with. I was really pleased to attract their interest when I was on £500 a week, and I like the people associated with the company. Umbro's support enabled me to buy my first car. Simon Marsh and Martin Prevero were there from the very beginning and became really good friends and golf partners. Jaguar were another good contact of Tony's. Alan Shearer joined them first, and Beckham and I then signed similar deals. I've been driving a Jaguar since I was 18. I get 2 free ones every year. Walker's Crisps is another firm I linked up with, and they even named a flavour after me. Cheese and Owen. My first substantial sports drinks contract was with Lucasade Sport. I've also written a column in the News of the World with Dave Harrison, a trusted friend, and had a link with Topps, who made sticker cards for kids. So, there you go. Michael Owen, just, giving out the big ones about all of his deals, from Jaguar to Crisps to a shout out to me. It's just so crap, Callum. It's so bad. You know what? That's not even the worst page. We've genuinely read pages that are worse than that. It sounds like it's written by a 12-year-old. You're right, Marty, but I am led to believe, and I don't see how it's not written by a Michael Owen, because I don't think any author or writer would be able to write that badly. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to be an exceptional. It's like, when you're like, if you're a good musician, to play like a bad musician is really difficult. If you're a good footballer, to play like a bad footballer is really difficult. If you're just bad at something, then it's just, that's how it is, right? I don't think I don't think that an author, a good author, could write that badly. So I think Michael Owen's definitely written it himself. Definitely written himself. Penners, that's tipped me over there to off to bed. I don't blame you, Penners. Appreciate you being in, by the way. So nice to see you. Hopefully we'll see you soon. But yes, I 100% believe that he's written that, because there's no way anybody else would be able to write that drivel. Absolute. The term I would use for it is arse gravy. That's what I would use, right? Now, I'm not saying that we are expected to do well here, but at the minute we are currently 3-10 on to win the title. So I think we are under a bit of pressure this season. TJ's been playing for an hour and a half. We still haven't got the start of the season. We haven't even got to the fucking second friendly. We haven't even got the second friendly. I'm going to cancel the third friendly. We don't need to play it. Like, we've got training to do as well. What makes it worse? Because the second book, the second more controversial book, we have to buy the second more controversial book. Evening Guzzle, how are you? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm just gonna 55 grand. $55 a month for a. Oh, fuck it, why not? We've got the money. Renford's in, by the way, Zar. Renford's in. Yeah, Michael Owen was a good striker, but is not anymore. And there we go. What squad number do you want Raspberry to have? Watch that space. Good striker, terrible writer. Yeah, which I think is a fair assessment. You know, there's not going to be anyone sitting there going, I disagree with that. He was not a good striker. No, wait, no. He was not a good writer. Yeah. Camelsworth, it can cover a few options. Yeah. Carnell can get number 4. Miles can get number 3. Current, here we go. 14. If you had to choose, which would you want to be? Would I rather be a good striker or a good author? I think I'd take good author. Because there's no point me being a good striker. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be wasted. I'm 43. I don't think there'd be no point making me a good striker. I'd have had too much too late. You know. All right, what number do you want Renford to have, by the way, Zar? Not sure. Let's wind the clock back to 2000. I mean, even 2000, I was 20. So, right, Romario can have his number changed. There we go. Right, yeah, I'd have been 20 in 2000. So even then, by that point, like as a good striker, I'd have been past my peak. Donald McNeely's up there. Paul Ward, 10-3 to be the top goal scorer. Tony Weston. Paul Ward is an Owen fan, demands the number 10 shirt. I think it is. I think he's listened in and he's just been like, I know how to get on the side of the gaffer. Let's get here. Totally football, struggling my save. Want to resign. Should I resign now or resign in April? I think if you hate it, you get out. Like, that's what I would do. Because you've got to think about it. This game's meant to be fun, right? This game's meant to be fun, so you shouldn't be sad playing this game. So get out while you can. Go and enjoy it elsewhere. Right, Renford's on the bench. Radoni's back. Radoni's back for the friendly. I suppose we should put him in. Joe Haig as well. We're not going to put any of these players on the pitch, obviously, but make it look like they've turned up for the for this sort of thing. Let's have a watch of Paul Ward up front. See what we look like against Celtic then, and we'll cancel the friend against Elche because I think we just need to get into the season now, don't we? Just let's have it. Hour and a half in, probably time to get a third game. We got those players back. Yes, we got a few players back in. Ward, Harrison, big challenge. So there's a few players are back just for the testimonial. It is. Oh, Lee Miles, the left back, has already gone through. Gets himself a goal after 30 seconds. Interesting. Finds the space. Goes for the near post. Figures I've got the rebound. It's not Radoni's testimonial. It's not Radoni's. It's Rastori, I think it was. He was the left back. Do you remember the left back that we sort of brought in from time to time last season? Rastori, I think it was. So, but even still, I think it'd be even better if it's Radoni's testimonial and refuse to play him. I think that would be like, yeah, here's your testimonial, Radoni. You get exactly what you deserve. I mean, I've got no ill feelings towards him. I know some of you in the chat have got ill feelings towards him, which is understandable. But I'm trying to be a bit more diplomatic on the whole affair and be like, well, he served us well, but sadly, his time's come to an end. And there's some of you going, just fucking egg his car, Tony. Egg his car, cut the sleeves off his jacket, take a shit on his doorstep, do whatever you have to do to get him out of that club. And that's fair. It's football, isn't it? Stacey with the ball again, inside to Harrison. Boyle, he's a former Rangers man. He'll be fancying this one. But you know what? The player whose testimonial it was isn't playing for Celtic either. I'm not entirely sure he's on the bench for us. No. Also at the top for Ward. I mean, keeper's gone down far too easily and essentially diving the other way. Like, don't shoot that way. Don't shoot that way. I've got the Stacey with the ball at the top again. Ward's through. I'm not sure what the keeper's done, but yeah, no one's mentioned that the testimonial is on. He rings up tomorrow. Any news on what's happening with the testimonial? It was last night, mate. Did you not? You didn't turn up. 100 points looks too low now. Don't say that, Arsenal. Don't say that. If we this is the if we can make these a Centurions team, then we'll be over the moon, that right? Need that pizza cup. Paul Ward's loving the 10 Owen shirt. Yeah, he's just kissed the autobiography. Just took it out of his shorts. And puts it down behind the goal again. And like Ben Foster's got his GoPro. It's that Paul Ward's got Michael Owen's autobiography behind the goal. Runs towards it, scores. Ward. Oh, he's only gone and done it again. We've got Renford, 100 points is a given. That's Ward and Stacey, man. These two are just ridiculous. I don't know if this is the full strength Celtic team. I'm guessing it probably isn't. We'll never know because we're in 2034. I would imagine it's not the full strength Celtic team. But if anybody asks, we totally beat the full strength Celtic team. Don't look, just assume. Exactly, Z. If anybody asks, it's 100% the full strength Celtic team. And we're playing them off the park as well. Let's be honest. There's the fourth. Yeah, just give us the title now. Give us the title now. We don't need to bother with this season. It's a formality. Give us the title. Give us the Pizza Cup. And just work out how many points you think we probably would have got. Right? Let's all have the summer off. We're going to go and work. We're going to go and prep for the championship. Yeah. Boyle, nice ball. Harrison. Boyle. Stacey from distance. Oof. Yeah, we somehow win the FA Cup and the Carabao as well at the same time. So, what a season we've had. We've finally done something in Scotland. yeah, we beat a Scottish team, can you believe it? How did you manage that, Tony? We moved to England, we played them at a friendly. Win the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and lose the Pizza Cup. That's what we would do. That's exactly what we would do. And we'd be sitting there going, I can't believe we lost the Pizza Cup. That's the only one we wanted. We didn't even want to get promoted. You know, we weren't that bothered about the promotion, but it's the Pizza Cup we've lost. What's that? 46 wins out of 46, Tony, and you lost the Pizza Cup. Yeah. Madness, right? Price puts the ball on the top. I think it's the last time we'll see him. I think we bring on Renford. Travis just touches in a fifth. He's rage quit at that ball. Turn to RDF tactics for a few seconds. Renford's on. We do still need backups, absolutely, Nige. Hopefully those loan players will come in, get the Italian left back in, get that lad from Sunderland in, the lad from Newcastle as well. There's 3 good loans. Harrison, oof. Let's just rest you for a second. I'm going to put Radoni at the base and see if he could have actually played as a DLP. And if he can, I'm going to be sat there going, I can't believe it. I can't believe that we didn't get him. Like, it would have been great to have got him, but no. All right, Stacey can come off for Johnny Russell. Might as well just rest some players at this point now. There's Paul Ward again. He's on 2 goals, so always give him the ball away. That'll do. Bring him off. Five nil up. Quite impressed with that. Very impressed with it, in fact. Good day at the office, I think. Rasper nearly through goal. That'll do. 5-0. Boyle's out for 3 weeks. Well, there's the question of, have we got a backup for Boyle? Maybe we have to get one. Good day against a very, very strong Celtic side. Probably the strongest Celtic side we've ever seen, to be honest. I think they were all fantastic, those Celtic players. So let's see what we've got. It's okay, we don't have to worry just yet. We can worry in a few minutes. A Celtic team made the Lisbon Lions look like the Renford rejects. Look, we made that Celtic team look like That wasn't the Celtic team's fault. That was our abilities. We were that good. That's how we have to imagine it in our heads. That we were that good. It might not be that situation, but that's how we're gonna sell it, right? If anybody asks. I tell you who we looked at. Where was he? He was was it Convy or something? Congreve? Was he Gillingham? 30-year-old midfielder. I'm sure he was might have been League 2, I think. Where did he play? Halifax, Tranmere? It's not Tranmere. Let's go back through it. He'll be on the shortlist wherever he is. Do you remember who I mean though? The guy who could play out wide. Loads of assists last season. And we wanted to check his personality. We were like, do we go with him? He's 30 years old. Like, not entirely sure. He could actually be the guy who come in as the backup, essentially. Right, it's not in League 2, so it might be League 1 now. Sure, it was like Consgrive or something, or Congreve. Might be quicker going to the shortlist than going back through the teams. Especially when I'm not entirely sure where he was. Let's go to the shortlist. Where was he? She was the left winger. Apparently not. I'm sure it was something like Consgrieve or something. Anybody remember? Sure it was Grieve at the end. That's him, Cameron Congreve. Right. What do we think then? Could he be the backup for Boyle? Right. Last season, he was playing League 2, okay? So League 2, take that into account, right? 21 assists, 16 man of the matches, 10 goals. The season before, 14 assists. Down the bottom here, 14 assists. The season before, 9 assists, 10 goals. The season before, 6 assists, 19 goals. The season before that, 15 assists, 4 goals. He's done it consistently. He doesn't take penalties either. 1 penalty out of those goals last season. If we're looking for a backup, can he step up? Can he be the backup player? Dribbling 14, crossing 10, free kicks 16, composure 13, determination and flair, runs with the ball, gets in the opposition area, shoots from distance, tries long-range free kicks, long-range passes, likes the ball to his feet. For a backup, he plays all over the middle. It's him or it's the Algerian guy. So look at this. From last season, first in key passes per 90, first in key passes overall, second in open play assists. 1 year contract. That's what I'm thinking. Scout report says terrific. Need that 20 aggression. I mean, yeah, he's only got an 8, sadly. Flair 15, off the ball 13. He could be a guy, right? Might be an option. His personality is professional, model professional, I believe. Fairly professional. Fairly. So let's go in. Let's have a little look and see what we can do. Because get them both. We could. We absolutely could. We've got the funds to do that. Because obviously the Algerian lad's free, so wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to go right in you come. I guess we're not sort of tied to him at this point. We don't have to jump straight in. Defensive midfielder maybe a little bit more so, but what about a jovial little scouser? We can't just have, like, all scousers are just a little bit jovial, and sometimes it can just be a little bit too much, Rich. Sometimes they just have to rein it in. Jesse Copeland. Let's get to a league game, shall we? Let's get to a league game. We've done a lot of that, of this sort of like messing around. We've actually got a. Let's cancel that. Are they coming to ours? Yeah, let's just cancel it. We don't need a friend against Elche. Let's just go straight into the pre-season, right? League games behave. I know. Under Tony Ball, you can never have enough sitting on the bench for the 25 minutes of fame. Yeah, there is a bit of that. There is a bit of that. I mean, Renford could always come on and be the backup left midfielder, right? Training needs looking at. We'll sort training out as well. How we're going to do training, I've got no idea. We haven't done full. That's a bit of a pisser. He's decided to turn the loan deal down. So never mind. Right, his card's marked. Noah Carroll, player of the season, possibly. Wolfenden as well. Maxon Welpdale. Interesting. Craig Murray. We quite like the look of him. Right, any suggestions on training then? What you think we should do? We're doing tactics early in the week, and then so I'm thinking we do something like tactics and teamwork early week. Then we want to do our technical stuff, so chance conversion and chance creation. Maybe set pieces. Yeah, I'm thinking set pieces. So attacking set pieces here. Yeah. And then we'll do set piece defending corners here. Rest is for wimps, no sections that they get paid off. That's not a bad shout, actually, yeah. So attacking movement, defensive shape, and that should be tactics again, shouldn't it? Would that be about right? Team bonding as well, yeah. Let's put team bonding there. Yeah, We can do that, can't we? Set piece session on the 3rd of every week. Yeah, and then also one before the game as well. So you do your defending corner as well the match before. So hopefully then it's fresh in the memory. Arthur Halter. 68 million. 13 grand. He could be our guy then. Right, how much do they want for Congreve? I'm guessing that they're not overly keen on selling, given the fact he's their best player. So, I presume not. Yes, Lafredo's in. RDF sessions have lots of match practice. I've got RDF's sessions. So, do I just plug that in? Just hope for the best. Right, that's it done. Physical training. Keeping them out of their squad. There's no way they're not going up. Again, that's the thing in it. It's trying to keep that in there, isn't it? You know, trying to make sure we've got it. So physical stuff, we're thinking more like quickness, recovery, endurance, maybe. I mean, to be fair, get them in the weight room. That's what we need to be doing. They should have been in the weights over the summer, getting bulked up. Should Paul Halter be signed? I mean, I don't see why he shouldn't be. What about Angers? One physical. General physical. There's no such thing as general physical, is there? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Doing every week at the start of the season, they need to build team cohesion. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's why I was trying to get everything in fairly quick. You know, get all that team bonding stuff in. Not enough work for them, never getting the session off every day. Yeah, well, we don't want to break them early doors though. Now that's the problem. Like, because I'm worried that we know what's going to happen is we're going to hit them hard, and then they're going to be dead, basically. So what's that? You're thinking Tuesday endurance, Wednesday resistance, Thursday quickness. So that would look like what? Endurance, resistance, quickness. Okay. So that's going to be tactics and teamwork there. Did they have hard physical sessions at the start of pre-season? Not massively, I don't think. Not massively. Set pieces, attacking corners. And we're going to have set pieces, set piece delivery. Ball retention, that's going to be defensive shape. That's going to be offensive shape. That is going to be set pieces, defending corners. And that can be team bonding there. Get them happy. Get them happy at the start of the week, I think. Right, we've got a bit of an issue where we've got 2 games in a week, so that's going to be recovery. Well, match review, and recovery. That can be rest. That will be teamwork and match tactics. So that's probably how we do a 2-game week, is it? Do you reckon? So then you got those 2-game weeks, so that's going to be another. You're too kind with these lads. Jim Fever, Soggy Sock, appreciate the follows. Very kind. I mean, maybe I am being a little bit kind to them, but you know what? I'm gonna, like, if they're good to me, right, then fine, right? If they're not, and they show us, that they can't be trusted, then we have to go and do something else, right? So there's a school of thought that says the big light blue match sessions don't stack up, you duplicate within a week. Right, okay. Well, let's try and work it out. Okay. Lofredo to be unveiled. It's a very exciting. There's not often that you get a chance to sign someone from Inter Milan, so let's get him in there. Never trouble with fatigue later in the season. Well, there might be a bit of time we can put an extra bit of endurance or something, or a bit of quickness in there, but I'm sure we'll be able to get something. 210 grand, that'll be fine. I'm gonna pay it, download someone's and tweak it. I've got RDFs in there, like, I've got RDF's tactics training in, because obviously he has it on his website, and I told him, I was like yeah, I said, like, there's an option, like I've used it before, and he's like, that's cool, like, so we can just plug that in if we're struggling. But I will try and do it. I'll try and do it and see what's what. But I don't want to be, because I don't want that to be the reason that we don't get promoted. Be like, oh yeah, Tony, it would have been fine, but then you started tweaking the training. That would just be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Oh, there it was. It was all for us. 13 seasons. Yes, soggy sock. Yeah. Well, we went from day one when the so Huddersfield, Accrington, Man United and 21's Tranmere. That's not a bad Papa John's group, to be honest. I know it might sound a strange thing to say, but on paper, that's not too bad. Came back to hear you attempt to sign someone from Inter Milan. Not attempting, we just have dead start. We've brought in Stefano Lofredo, left back from Inter Milan. 22 years old, 5'7". He's played at Peterborough last season in the Championship, so he's no stranger to England. So in he comes. So we're very, very excited to see how he gets on. So Boyle's going to have to come out, which means that we need to put a left midfielder in. At the minute, it feels like Raspberry. In League One, yeah. In League One. Pizza Cup dominance starts already. We need to just make it happen, right? He knows that what we've got here is a good project. So he's like, right, let's be part of this. He's all for it. This is where we realise that the Miles can play left midfield, but I actually prefer him playing at half-back. We've got 10 days to get some backup players in, actually. So let's have a quick little look around, shall we? Who can we get in? Lofredo looks a bit saucy. Yeah, doesn't he just? I quite like the fact we've managed to somehow attract a player like that. Nicolas Perron. Good espressos and stores in Huddersfield. Oh, absolutely. Several really good pizzerias, I believe. He could maybe solve the left side problem. Do you reckon? $31,000 a week, though. That's a lot of money in wages. They want the whole thing. And they want to play up front. We'll see. I'm not sold on that. I'd rather not play him as a striker. Don't cry for me, Southampton reserves. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to have a great time there. He's going to love it. He's never going to regret his decision at all. What can possibly go wrong? What can possibly go wrong? Big Barry Smith. Hi guys, I'm new to FM this year, says Jacob, looking for a first proper save. Any suggestions? I mean, if you're brand new to it, Jacob, first of all, welcome in. What I would suggest is a couple of things. I would say join the Discord. Right, that's first protocol. Okay, catch up on the Football Manager Show podcast, because that'll give you loads of like really interesting hints and tips on how to start on FM. And what I would suggest is go with one of the better teams first of all. Right, take one of the better teams. Try fairly standard formations. Don't try anything that's too out there. Get a feel for the game first of all, right? Because it's a bit of a weird one, right? It can be an odd game to get your head around. Claudio Opreo. Ooh, look at this guy. Oh, yeah. 22 grand plus wage. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, try a team. Go and get like a 4-3-3 or whatever. Stick it in, or 4-2-3-1. Get used to how the game works, and then start going back and like tweaking and going, right, okay, what sort of save do I like? What sort of teams do I like? Like, how do I like to play the game? That's what I'd be looking at that point. Chris Biggs could play all over the place. Don't go to Sheffield Wednesday. That's the first. Yeah, don't start that. It's a bad idea for a first save. Didn't Carbone sign for Bradford back in the day? Yeah. Sheffield Wednesday and East 5 can be good saves, but they can also be really, really stressful. What do you reckon of this lad? Nick Weston plays all over the back four. 6'6", 21. Not massively expensive, a couple $100,000. Worth it as a backup, maybe? Decent for the future, apparently. 6'6", worth a look, right? Don't go to Bradford, PA. Backup injury replacement. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just get him in as a backup. Stephen Reed. Very, very good physically. Jacob, appreciate the follow. Very kind. I think we've got the scouts on him actually, but they've already got him down as a B-. We're doing a bit more. I don't know if we can get him on trial. For the sake of a couple of $100,000, he might end up being a bit of a bargain, but he might end up being oh well, we wasted our chance on him. $10,000 for him. So realistically, we need someone who can play out wide left, don't we? That's sort of where our focus is at this point. And our focus changes usually on a fairly regular basis. Oscar Dixon. Nah. Not very good. We're literally just very quickly eyeballing a couple of these players just to see what they might look like. Chat, we're at Hull. I tend not to literally just clicking on them and being like, oh, there's a player. Because I sort of try and get a bit more into it, you know what I mean? What's a couple of $100,000 to someone who has an Inter Milan player? Well, there's that. Why do I keep coming back to this Catamol guy? Have Huddersfield just come down to League One? I think they've been down for a couple of years. Yeah, they came down the year we took them over, so they'd been down there. And then we were like, well, we'll take them back up. Didn't, but, we figured maybe we could. And we just missed out on the playoffs on the last day of the last season. So we kind of have to do a little bit better this season. And I think we might be able to. I think we might. See if that Congreve will come through. So we can't get Weston in on trial. I think he's maybe worth a punt, isn't he? 180 grand. Can't be that bad, surely. Delegate all the stuff you don't understand. Yes, that's a good thing as well. Delegate the things you don't want to do. But have fun. Have fun with it. That's the most important thing that you do, Jacob, is have fun with the game. People get too bogged down in the minutiae of what's worth doing, what's not worth doing. Like, oh God, I have to be seen to be doing X, Y, and Z, like, because everyone else does X, Y, and Z. Who's the wonder kids to buy? Blah blah blah. Just turn up, have your save, have your game, play how you want to play it, enjoy it. That's what you want to be doing. Yeah, that's what you want to be doing. Right, we might be able to kick the league season off tonight, everyone. Maybe. This is just classic TJ, innit? Where were we before Huddersfield? I can show you exactly where we were before Huddersfield. This is where we were, soggy socks. So we started unemployed with no experience, no badges. We went to Banbridge in the 3rd Division of Northern Ireland. We got promoted, which counts as a trophy. Then we won a cup as well. We went to Portadown in the Championship, didn't get anything there. Went to Dungannon, who were in the Premiership, won a trophy, almost got relegated, so left. Went to Linfield, won the Premiership title, won a trophy. Came to Oxford, who were in the National League, got themselves promoted from the National League, won the National League and the FA Trophy. Then got promoted in League 2, went to League 1, did nothing really. Went to East Fife, did nothing really. Came to Huddersfield, and we're hoping to do something pretty good this season, to be honest. NG, hope you're well. We're 3 hours in, and we've barely scratched the surface again, to be honest, NG. This is just how we're getting in, to be honest. It's fun, right? This is what we play for. He wants a contract extension, 3.9. Yeah, whatever. Just have that in. You're only a young player. If you're good, you're good. If not, you're not. Big journey. So the plan, Soggy Sock, is this. We're doing what's called the British Steel Challenge. So the plan is to win every single trophy in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So as you can see at the minute, we've won 8 trophies out of the possible 35, and at this point we probably need to do a little bit more. 100 grand for this guy, but he's got analysts of 20, so you look far too mean in the photographs. I mean, yeah, I guess so. For a comedian, I'm not one who smiles very much. That's the thing. I tend not to smile a great deal. Congreve's come in. There we go. So it's one of those where I'm sort of like, this is about as happy as we're gonna get. But I look delighted. Honestly, I'm delighted. We never go away from a TJ stream disappointed. Well, that's very kind. That's very kind, Nige. That's what I hope. You know what I mean? That's what I hope for. That everyone leaves going, that was good fun. I enjoyed that. Because that's what it's all about. That's literally what it's all about. Because if you do go away going, it's a bit shit, then you won't come back, and that'll that's not good for me. Like, I always want to put the best product on that we can. I know that not everyone's going to like how I play the game and how I am as a streamer and all that sort of stuff, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as I can put on a decent show and we can have fun and I think that we all get something off the back of it, then for me that's where it needs to be, right? And I think we've all sort of got on board with it now. We're like, right, yeah, now we know what's happening, now we know what to expect, now we're okay with this. So yeah, I think it's we're in a good space as a team collectively now. So you're very good actually for not much money at all. Let's think about you, Daniel Bell, because you can also play right back. Cian Mulligan comes deep to collect the ball. Can he come deep? Not with heading 5, he can't. Tackling 10's not great either. How is the next John Giles? I mean, that's a right comparison. But yeah, as I say, I think we're all kind of in the same ballpark now, right? Tackling, marking, jumping reach isn't great. Nick Strong. No pressure for that lad. None at all. None at all. I'd forgotten about checking the media opinions as well, like trying to get the media descriptions going. Who's the next one? It doesn't also turn up every stream contribute, which makes it look something to look forward to. Yeah, and that's the thing as well. Like seeing the regular people in the stream, regular contributors getting in. That's when you know you're doing something right. Like the people are coming back and they're getting involved, and they're sort of like, right, yeah, we're in. Let's go again. Here we are. Like that's what you want as a career. You know, you want that support, that backing. So, you know, Rob Glitch, appreciate the follow. Very kind. So let's quickly pop to the tactics screen. What I'm going to do is, I think that Congreve actually can go where Raspberry is now. So I was probably going to get upset because Raspberry was so close to making his debut, but I think he comes out. I think Campbell comes in there on the bench. And I think as far as a first match of the season goes, that looks pretty good with Lafredo on the bench. As if we've got a player from Inter Milan on the bench. Don't understand it. Don't understand how that's a thing. He'll come off the bench to score the winner. Yeah, 100%, 100%. And the bonus streams are where it's at as well, because we get used to Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but we always know that it's Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but probably some more days, because I'll be like, oh, I've got nothing else to do here, so I might as well jump in. I feel like we're going to get bullied into this guy, but he's probably going to be worth it. Tackling of 14, positioning of 13, heading of 14, bravery, anticipation, decision-making, concentration, jumping's 12, acceleration's 14. He's good enough, right? Yeah, we beat Celtic 5-0. No wages. Yeah, get the boy in. Get him in. Yeah, we've just beaten Celtic 5-0. We're pretty sure it was their first team squad. No idea. Might have been. Might not have been. Don't know. If anyone asks, it feels like it was their first team squad. Because we were incredible. They couldn't get anywhere near us. You know? Very, very strong. Very strong. It was the strongest Celtic side they've ever had. In fact, that was what the news item said. The Celtic have never fielded a stronger side in any competition ever. So, you know, that's we can't argue. That's just what it said. So yeah, we just went, okay, fair enough. We'll play against the greatest Celtic side ever. Sadly, still in the off season. Yeah, a little bit, Jen, a little bit. may have got slightly sidetracked, but we have played 2 preseason friendlies, so you know. So I think that's pretty much. I mean, that's up there with you know, one of the most successful streams we've ever had, I think. And now we've just signed a recruitment analyst who's got analysing data of 20. So presumably that's the thing. Negotiating of 6 though. That's fine. He's analysing stuff, isn't he? So he doesn't really need to be bothering with the negotiation side of things. Right, we're just about there. Chat. I feel like I could probably really piss everyone off by going, and we'll start the season tomorrow. Yeah, let's not do that. That's the thing as well. We've also done those sorts of streams as well. We've got to the end of it and we've pushed people just that little bit too far, and then went, yeah, I'm going now, bye. And then yeah, everyone gets a little bit like, fucking, he's done it again. Are we going to change the hierarchy? Travis and Stacey. Now, Travis and Stacey seems like the best to keep so far. We're not changing it. Aipo ain't getting anywhere near it. One Stacey, one I go. No. We're just keeping it as it is. So Travis and Stacey, there we go. Yeah. We need at least 5 goals against the Merry Millers. Oh. And we've got this guy as well, Arthur Halter. He played for Charlton last season. He got them promoted. 9 goals, 9 assists, 3 penalties. Don't expect us to start the league until next week. It could well be. Right, so much for saying we weren't going to sign 62 players in the summer. So Halter's come in. There's only a week to go. There's only a week to go till the start of the season. Where's those social groups again? Let's get that hierarchy back. How do I get it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Mentoring groups, that's the one. Still looking for scouts as well. Jamie Piley. Ooh, you could be good. You could cost money as well. 90 grand? Get you in. Just pay it. Haven't done the Mount Rushmore of news presenters yet. Or have we not? Procrastinatoni. I like it. I like it. Mount Rushmore of news presenters. I mean, that's an interesting one, isn't it? I think you've got to have... See, I think some of this is going to be too obvious, isn't it? Like, I think you're expecting... I was going to say you're expecting Trevor McDonald in there, aren't you? Stu, 1690, what the welcome in. Appreciate the follow. I'm going to put... Hang on. I went with it and I was like, oh, am I? I think Hugh Edwards has got to go on there. That man is... He is very, very good. Very, very good. Jackie Bird, if you're Scottish. Yeah. Like, Hugh Edwards is just like... He stepped up, didn't he? Like, and I'm not one for, like, you know, going on about, you know, royalists or whatever, but he smashed it when the Queen died. He was fucking brilliant, wasn't he? He just sat there like, he's got, this is what I fucking waited for. Like, gets the suit out, cracks the tie on. He's like, give it here. I'll tell them. I'll tell them all she's gone. Right? And he was just like, right, now it's my time to shine. Right, Queen's dead. Strap in. We're here for 12 hours. Okay, this is what it's going to be. I'm not going to look sad. I'm going to get my work done. Right? You lot are all going to be sat there going, oh my God, he's doing such a lovely job. He's so good at this. Hugh did kill it. He was, yeah, like just immense. Absolutely immense. But yeah, bless you for going, I was only joking. You can't joke. I will take things. I will run with them. I will run with it. Just realised that maybe a poor choice of words. Jenny didn't mean it. Don't worry at all. Queen's dead, what? Like the old boy, Trevor McDonald was absolutely in there. Christian Guru Murthy, but then he got himself in trouble, didn't he? So he's off the list. Dermot Murnahan. He can do a half decent job. Build-up player, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Big Hugh was broken after 3 solid weeks of telling us how dead the Queen was. Yeah. Jon Snow gone straight in with a big answer there. Oh, Nick Weston's gone to Swindon. We've missed out on him. We might live to regret that. Yes, Jon Snow is that's a big one. That is a big one. Let's have a look here. So, biggest team in the league. Heaviest team in the league. Highest international youth caps. Most expensive squad. Highest number of players unavailable. Okay. Interesting. Let's look at goalkeepers. Okay. Most commanding in their area. Can throw the furthest. Second best one-on-ones. Fourth best agility. Second best aerial reach. 6th for handling. Moira Stewart, absolutely. 38 first team players. I mean, yeah, we have a big squad, right? Defence, tails, midfielders out. There we go. Best tacklers in the league. Give 2 enough money and end up with a decent basketball squad. I reckon so. Jumping reach 3rd. Positioning 2nd. Strength 1st. Acceleration 1st. We're getting there, aren't we? The team's starting to take shape. Passing. Long shots. Decision making. Obviously not my team, believe it or not. Technique. Teamwork's nudging up. Vision's there. Strikers. Maybe not long shots. Definitely the best heading. Decent jumping reach. Up front is where we need to do a little bit more, apparently. Physically, units. Absolute units. Mentally, very strong. Technically. Oh. Jesus Christ. If only our players could mark. Or tackle. Apparently we don't tackle. We're the 19th best tacklers in the league. Just clip that. Just clip that whole bit. That's like, this is how the squad's going to be. Right? We're not going to tackle. We don't need to tackle. We're just going to, because you're not going to have the ball. Right? If we don't give the ball away, we can't concede. Exactly. We live with the football at our feet. They aren't getting it at all. Right? We're just going to play off the park. Simple as that. You're going to stand and look at us and be like, God, I tell you what, if we had a touch of that round thing, we'd have a great time. Soggy Sock, the first time in the stream, and although I haven't been in for long, I've enjoyed it. But bless you, Soggy Sock. Thank you for being here. It's. I was going to say it's usually like this, to be honest. Don't need a tackle if you're in their penalty area. That's very true. Thomas Stacey and Romario Price want to be promoted this season. Dempsey's contract's up this season. Low block's out of the question. It's not the question, Dead Star, at all. Don't you worry about that. I can still have that as a thing. I can still be like, let's try that. Let's take that left side off for now. Let's not unleash Lafredo just yet. Harrison is... Ooh, maybe Harrison's back. He is. Gardner goes back on the bench then. Curran's nearly back as well. That's really handy. Right. Let's do some football then, boys and girls. Let's make it happen. Lafredo wants number 3. You can have 33 because that's more 3s. What did you promise to Gardner? Can't remember. Nothing, probably. Maybe. Don't know. Do we need 2 DMs in such a dominant squad? Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because we want to be ready for the championship, remember? Want those players straight in. Unless we're playing a league game. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We can move on. Let's see how it plays out. So we might be able to move it up and we might be able to dominate. But maybe we'll drop them back for away games or something. But we'll see. The thing is having Stacey in that Volante role. It's just... He works so well, and with Dempsey being as big as he is, when he drops back to cover from the centre halves, that's essentially all it's for. It's just an extra bit of cover if needed, because we play with a high line. So because we play with a high line, our 2 centre halves come up, and then Dempsey drops in there to make it a 3 essentially. So Romario Price picks up the clearance, warm the head straight at the keeper. This is more of a 46 game warm-up for the championship. Yeah, we've got 46 pre-season games to play, right? James just realised something. Oh dear. What have we realised, Jem? Congreve back down the line to Miles. Dempsey, Congreve. Little pirouette. Hughes. Dempsey. Oh, Stacey. Grant. There we go, just keep the ball. Good ball in. Harrison's header just over the top. We just did a 1999 draft, £350 million budget, and he drafted Heskey. All that money, you drafted Heskey. Yeah, get out, JM. Yeah. I've never blocked someone. I have blocked someone before, but didn't think it would be you. Jameson's Devil always says, Tony looking to start as a manager in Division 3 on Champ Manager. Any suggestions? What, like Champ Manager Division 3? So what, old school Champ Manager? Oh, it's got to be Tranmere then, mate. Friday Night Football. It's got to be done. We're 30 minutes in, we've not scored yet. We had 2 against Celtic by this point. And about 4 against Northallerton. Great ball, there's Ward. 1 touch, 2 touches. Ball's back, Harrison cleared. Congreve. Heskey Solskjaer strike partnership, the stuff of dreams. But to be fair, during the 12-hour charity stream, we had Kevin Phillips and Miroslav Klose, I remember. So that was a hell of a strike force. Just the 90-odd goals between them. And that poor Al Quinn didn't get a look in. Congreve back inside. Stacey, great ball at the top. I think Ward's offside. I think he is. Yeah, offside. It's the old Champ Manager with this year's update. Oof. In that case, I don't even know. I don't even know what to suggest. Dead Star. That's all kinds of madness. Great ball. Mario Price, just take one. Where's the goals? Jameson out. I think you're right, Alistair. Yeah. Started so slow. We even had to go positive. Ward with the header. This is just crap, isn't it? 1 shot on target. Did we use all of our goals up against Celtic? Happy with the squad winning the league? I think we are. I still think we're going to win the league. Well, I still think we're going to go. Hopefully. We are on positive. Moved up to attacking now. We're just feeling it out. Just go and sign Blakey for Gloucester. Yes, Barton. And you get to experience the magic of Blakey. He's just an assist machine in those divisions. I think they're sitting higher, so we might actually have to go a bit more. Might gonna have to go a little bit more direct actually. Price's tackling and work rate probably not very high. 12 for a work rate, 4 for tackling. So he's not putting his foot in. Dempsey's on the yellow cards, so that's concerning. So that could mean that Miles steps up, Dempsey comes out, Lafredo goes in. We do that. Move Price up to right wing. Yeah, I'll get him moving up a little bit as well. To us, we'll see how it looks after 10 minutes because we are starting to force them back a little bit now. Although they actually have the ball, which is a concern for us. Nicely cleared away. Price cuts back inside. Lovely bit of skill actually. Gives the ball away though. Wins it back. Great ball at the top. There's Ward. Oh. Pulls off the save. So at the minute Congreve's on 6'5", sorry. He's Fredo 6'7". Right, they've changed, so they're going very heavy in the defence. So let's move up a smidge then. Oh God. I hate the fact we're now 4-2-3-1. Might have to bring a second striker on, actually. It does feel dirty. It just feels wrong. It feels like we're going against everything that we've spent the pre-season working towards. Great ball. Ward's through. Straight at the keeper. What's he playing at? Can't be doing that. % possession. We have the ball. We have the ball. We do have the ball. The problem is we haven't scored with the ball yet. That's the issue. Yet. It's not to say that we won't. Is Ranford the way? Is Renford the option, or is it Lloyd? Is it Lloyd Lewis? I tell you what, go on. You can have Renford. I think it's Lloyd Lewis personally, but we'll give it a go. 2 up front now. Campbell and Raspberry. How we haven't scored, I've got no idea. It's just been entirely us. I mean, there's going to be teams that are going to sit behind and make it difficult for us. That was not a team that did that. We were it's just one of those where we just didn't get it. We just didn't go in for him. Oh well. It's fine. Dust ourselves down. Go again. Let's see what we can do next. Need more time to build cohesion and bid the new guys in. Yeah, exactly. 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 It's just a one-off. It's just a one-off. You know, we didn't concede. That's what we got to look at. We didn't concede. 135 more points to play for. It's fine. Technically, we can still be invincible. Yeah? Technically. You know, it does mean that we've dropped 2 points, so we're not going to win all the points this season, which is, you know, it's a bit of a shame, but you know, we've given them a bit of a right. Okay, there you go. There's your first couple of points are for free. Have them, right? Daniel Kelly. $33,000. We can't afford 33 grand. Wait over 2.5 hours for a 0-0 try. It seems fitting somehow, doesn't it? It seems fitting somehow. I'm sorry for that, Arsenal. We all got what we deserved. But you know, you're right. Didn't concede. Carlo Cannavaro, hello gentlemen. New to FM, not an English native speaker. Hope you'll still help me. Of course you will. Of course will, Carlo. Get yourself into the Discord. Come and hang out with us over there. That's the first port call for you. Go and do that. Follow the Football Manager Show podcast as well. Get that in your ears. That'll help you understand what goes around with regards to how Football Manager works. And yeah, that's the first thing I'll suggest you do. First thing I'll suggest. After that, of course, we're all going to help you. Ian Hughes can be rested for Carnal, I think. Grant's going to have to play. Curran can come back. In fact, yeah, let's keep Grant in there for now. We can put Curran in next. Stacey, Romario. Let's play Campbell just behind. I'm going to start Price up front as well. We know what we signed up for. Oh, Bell's gone to Watford. Where did Watford play? Championship. Oh, That's understandable then. Give Apo a start. Price out for 5 weeks. Right, that's going to change things. Renford gets a start. To be honest, I'm more concerned by Cox than Apo. I also kind of want to get Rachel to get used to playing. You know, there's some Carabao games in there. Some Papa John's games, coming up. We can start Apo in them. Right, let's see. You know. We could spend the money and get Rogie. If we can get Rogie in. When I was starting the game, I was thinking Schalke or Vanarama. I mean, either of those are exceptional. That's where either of those are exceptional, Carlo. Get them, but get both of those done. It depends on how much have you played the game, like how much do you know about FM. If you've never played before, then I wouldn't necessarily suggest going straight to Vanarama National. But if you've been around the block for a bit, you know where you're going, then that's what you need. It sounds beautifully painful. I'm enjoying a Schalke save at the moment. The club is £200 million in debt. See, it's like I quite enjoyed when I enjoyed it when I did Kaiserslautern. That was the same. They were down to like 3 Liga at that point. I know they're in 2 Liga now, so we've done 2 games without scoring. I haven't netted in 2. We have to win it. I mean, this has got 0-0 written all over again as well, isn't it? Notice you beat Celtic 5-0 in pre-season, so somehow the Scottish League has got worse with Celtic being humped in the English League. Yeah, exactly, and because that's the thing, because we beat. That was literally the Celtic first team as well, Mr. Enforcer. I'm 99% sure of it. I guess. Why else would they do that? They clearly have to put their best team out. The league got worse since we left East Fife, I think. So it's a bit of a shame. Oh, here comes Aipo. Here he comes. Looking, Mr. Madhead. Dempsey, Campbell, Stacey. Great ball over the top for Ward. Saved it somehow. Who had Ward down for scoring 5 goals this season? Could be in for something. Did we win the league with these 5? No, unfortunately not. We did start to turn it around, but we then started to get some little fluttering advances from England, and Derby offered us an interview, so we're like, ooh, okay, maybe this could be quite fun, going to the Championship in England from League One in Scotland. We probably didn't expect to be in that situation. And then Barnsley offered us a job. Derby didn't, by the way. Barnsley offered us a job. And there you go. There's your Aipo. There's your Aipo. That's why we don't play him. Alter back to Lafredo. Ward over the top again. To be fair, he's not meant to be that mad, Euro. He's not meant to be, but I was just like, I wasn't convinced. I need to just be a bit more like, no, it's not good. Sad we've now reached the point where there's a hard choice between Barnsley and Derby. It was, yeah. Great ball. Ward's through. mean, to be fair, we started unemployed enforcer. The whole point of this save is you start unemployed, you go where you go, and we went to the 3rd Division Northern Irish football, so we built ourselves up a little bit. We did well in Northern Ireland, moved to England, did well in England, moved to Scotland, didn't do so well in Scotland, moved back to England. We've still got to go back to Scotland, we've got to go to Wales, still some stuff we've got to finish in Northern Ireland as well, to be honest. Yeah, and yet Huddersfield was the best option in League One. Well, Derby turned us down last league, so we went for the interview. We were like, are we in with a shout here? But sadly they turned us down. So Barnsley offered us the job, and we're like, I don't really think Barnsley's the option, to be honest. But Huddersfield just felt right. Halter with the header. Huddersfield had the same amount of league title wins as Derby. So Huddersfield must have had a couple in the pre-war days, right? When football first started, I'm sure they had a couple back then. Derby did pretty well under Clough. Obviously, no records really count since the Premier League's been formed, and all records are null and void apart from the last 30 years. So, as of course said entirely tongue-in-cheek for anyone who's brand new to the stream, but really, Tony? No, not at all. It's me being facetious. Derby's last league titles under Dave Mackay. Yeah, we're talking a while ago. 12 shots, 5 on target. We're a goal down because Accrington have scored their only shot on target. What are we playing at? And Herbert Chapman win a few at Huddersfield. He might have done. Now they've got an almost unbreakable record of lowest points in the Premier League. Yeah, it is quite a predictable start, Zara, you're right. But it doesn't stop it being mildly frustrating. It's decent football. It's just, Alfredo nearly getting one. As you say, it's just that bit of cohesion, get the team playing together. There's a lot of new players in. There's Paul Ward, gets himself on the goal scoring sheet. That's fine. First goal of the season for Wardy. Did you ever see an FM teams at less than 11 points? I think it must be pretty difficult to beat, because normally you get sacked before that point, wouldn't you? So I certainly don't think it's possible for a human to get 11 points, unless you were expected to go down anyway. Like, if the squad was that bad that the chairman and the board were just like, look, we expect you to go straight back down, you'll probably keep your job. But I think even then they'd be like a little bit like, this is embarrassing, lads. You know. Ward going in there and then ducking out of the challenge. Halter, Dempsey, Halter. Come on, what are we going to do, mate? Great ball at the top. There's Campbell. Oh, almost. Something everyone should use against Newcastle fans. They're the only team to lose to Derby in the league last season. Yeah. I mean, what we can use against Newcastle fans is loads of stuff, like, like the owners are murderers, and that they're a nothing club, and they've been sports washed. Loads of things. They've punched more horses than won league titles. Those sorts of things. Haven't won a trophy since like Sunderland have won a trophy more recently than they have. Loads of things. But hey, far be it from us to add any insult to Newcastle. But yeah, there's definitely many things to say about them. As a Spurs fan, so I love joking here. What are we thinking? Do we move Campbell up one? Up to up front? So let's move Halter up. Let's move both of them, actually. I have to move Campbell to a striker, actually, and try and get another. Put two up front. Maybe go a little bit more direct, possibly. Grant, Raspberry's on the yellow card. Grant, back inside. Travis picks it up. Fairly deep. Stacey looks around. Travis back to Lafredo. Loads of space. Carnell. Travis. Grant. They're just waiting for us. They're waiting for us to do something. What a ball that is. Lloyd Lewis. He's not going to score from there. Better, it's decent though. Again, creating chances. 22. 8 on target. Do we go to replays or do we go straight to extra time? That's the question. Halter with a cross in. Dempsey's header straight at the keeper. Lafredo, Stacey, Lafredo. Oh, sides down. Henry Adams is off. Penalties after 90 minutes. Halter with the ball in. It feels unfair for it to go straight to penalties, but at the same time, I've already gone attacking. I've just gone straight to attacking already, don't worry. I switched it as soon as I saw that card come out. Lafredo, there's Halter. Campbell, he's offside. Oh. Straight to penalties. They've got away with one there, haven't they? They've absolutely got away with one there. Paul Ward's anxious. Oh dear. So we think about tackling when the team's low block. Yeah, well, we need to put our line back a little bit and draw them out, I think. Or maybe just shoot more. Maybe start just taking some pot shots from distance. It's a bit frustrating this has gone straight to penalties because I think extra time we'd have done them. To be fair, we should have done them in normal time anyway. Statistically, we were much better, but still got to put that ball away, right? Set a good penalty so far, though. Campbell straight down the middle. Suit Mark 2. Hugel Simonite. He's the one we looked at. Keeper doesn't even move. There's Halter. Nice cool penalty. Nice cool penalty. I say that, what I mean is a dreadful penalty that went in. Owens, we could be here all night, everyone. This could take a while. I've cursed it now, haven't I? Here comes Lafredo. It's a long run up. It's a long run up. Oh. I can't believe he's hit the bar. Goals are bigger in Serie A. Right, we're not winning the Carabao Cup then. Okay, that's fine. That's done. But could be here for a while, says TJ. Yeah. Leluja had a penalty shootout that went 18-17. I think we had something quite similar when it was with Odd. I'm sure we went similar to that. But think about this. That's the Carabao Cup, so that's the one that's out of the way, right? We don't need to worry about that one. What we're doing now, we're now into the Pizza Cup exactly, and the league. So it's, if anything, one less game to worry about. Okay, so let's think about that. That's pretty good. One less game to worry about, and then we're all good. Saves a fixture pile up, exactly. Bloody advert there. sorry, Stu. Yeah, we lost on penalties, sadly, which is disappointing. But as we're saying, not the end of the world, really, in the grand scheme of things. Frustrating, yes, absolutely, but certainly not the worst situation. That's how I feel. I'm going to put Miles in there for Dempsey. I'm going to keep our guy in. Did you give them top win bonus for the league and the cup? No. I don't want them motivated by money. I want them to just win because that's what they want to do. Just well, you missed it. Yeah, no worries, man. It's one of those things. Sadly, it happens. You know. Hughes back in. Yes, everyone's back in. Oh, here we go. We might be about to reconvene with someone very, very special. Very special. I made a video of YouTube of one penalty shootout once. That sounds about right, Jem. We play Oxford next. This is the big one. We've got to do well against Oxford, First time we've gone back to the Kassam since we left. So I'm sure they remember us fondly. They should remember us fondly because we did well there. It'd be great if we can get Rogie in beforehand, but Lloyd Lewis out for a couple of days. If we don't get Rogie in before Oxford, he'll be in before Chesterfield. Walsall want to sign Cox. That could be interesting. Yeah, we got them up 2 divisions and won a cup. Exactly. If they don't remember that, then what are they going to remember? You know what I mean? Of course, yeah, we want to look at this. Who's the favourites for the title? I'm going to say us. We're the favourites. I think we can do it. Yeah, get this guy in as well. Lloyd Lewis is injured, so Boyle can come back in. Nice. Right, okay. Is he fit? I think he is. Carnal, 6 weeks hernia. God, they're hitting the injuries early doors, aren't they? You know? Yeah, Boyle could be fit. Do we bring Halter out, put Boyle in, or do we ease Boyle in? I think we ease Boyle back in. Get him ready for the Chesterfield game, I think. Maybe give him like half an hour at the end of the match just to sort of like get the legs going if we need him. If we're flying, bring Halter off, put him on, let him have a few minutes. Rogi's in. Walsall are looking to smash the club's transfer fee figure with £1.4 million bid. Go on then, away you go. I think we're all happy that Rogi signed, all right. Just before the Oxford game as well. Didn't he? We'll be able to double check, but I'm sure he actually played for Oxford at one point. Sure he did. Yeah, he came from Oxford. Oh, yes. Absolutely perfect. Get him on the bench. Get that registration done now. Confirmed. Rogi on the bench. Martin Boyle's failed a fitness test. Oh well, never mind. This could be the perfect moment. Please don't break your leg, Rogi. Please don't break your leg. Right, here we go. Back to where it all began. I think they've got three at the back. Oh. Space age formation. Lafredo. Halter takes a tackle. Miles is in there. Has Rogi even played a game for Hearts? Maybe not. He didn't want to play, really, did he? He didn't really want to go to Hearts. So yeah, we might have a little bit of a time trying to break these defensively down, but let's see, shall we? Ball all the way over the top. Rachel picks it up. Lafredo. Miles drops back. Curran almost played it too short, didn't he? Curran, Lafredo. There's Halter. Inside to Stacey. Harrison gives it away. Curran, Wald wins it back. Congreve doesn't quite go in there. Yeah, the real man didn't want the move. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the in-game character was fine with it, but real life Rogi wasn't overly fussed. In fact, he was quite angry. How's that gone in? So Maxi with that, eh? Come off it. We're all a bit flummoxed at that, aren't we? Oh, Jesus. I don't know what Rachel's done there. That's just one of those, isn't it? Get the tempo up a little bit. We've gone positive. We've got the tempo up a bit. See a sacking in your future. Maybe. We'll see, Barton. Going back to East Fife. I know. Like, everything was looking fine, wasn't it? Everything was looking very, very fine. 100-point season's not down the Swanee yet, guys, don't worry. I wasn't saying 100 points, though. This is the thing. You lot were saying 100 points. I simply reacted to what was advised, what was said. This is dreadful. They've only had 2 shots. We've only had 1. That damn call from Derby, yeah. Don't worry. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. Right. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe we do need to be a bit more attacking. Miles isn't Dempsey in midfield. He's not, but... And that's the thing, see, because Dempsey, as I say, was performing better than his stats would suggest last season. And all of a sudden, it's like when you're sort of looking, well, where is he? Yeah, Romaro's been injured, yeah. So we're having to play with Congreve out on the right. We're playing with Holter out on the left. So, you know, we've had to make changes. Miles is in at half-back over Dempsey. I think we've probably still got him. Dempsey's actually on the bench as well, actually, so something like that. See if that helps the balance a little bit. Oh no, we've stepped up. We knew this was going to happen. Even Stacey's on a 6-3. Like, Stacey's having none of it today. Holter's on a 7, so he's not the problem. Congreve's free kick. I mean, they've not had much cohesion though. We'll give them that. That could be part of the problem. You know, Harrison's on a 6-3 as well. That's not like him. Ward's on a 6-3. Congreve with a decent effort from distance. Stacey's barely been involved. It feels very weird. Yeah, Rogi's definitely coming on. I'm just trying to work out whether to bring on for Congreve, because Congreve's starting to get himself into the game. But Harrison's now coming out, so maybe... we do that. Pass it. Let's give Gardner a game instead of Stacey. Try if that works. Rogi on as well. Go attack and get encouraging. See if that helps. Dempsey, Congreve, Lafredo. Great ball there. Ward. How's he missed that? How's he missed that? Come on, Wardy. Rogi's corner comes in, headed away. Gardner, Rogi. Gardner picks it up. Too many men in the same position. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're just looking at each other, aren't they? Just going, well, what are we meant to do here? Rogi's corner in, headed away. Rogi intercepts. Ward gives the ball away. This is the problem with playing pre-season, isn't it? You get a little bit excited. You're like, oh, this will be great. This is what it's going to look like. And you know it's not going to be. It's not going to be like that. But you don't expect such a drop-off to happen straight away. Halter puts it in. It's too close to the goalkeeper, isn't it? I mean, that's disappointing. That's very disappointing, actually. Yeah, it was yeah. At least it's a long season. Only 132 points to play for. It's time to panic. Yeah, like should we look in the jobs adverts now, find out what's available, because we could leave right now and nobody would ever know, right? We could do that. All right, let's see what Chesterfield have got, and then after that, Juventus have made an offer for Aibo. What? How's that a thing? Icy Bucks. Appreciate the gifted subs, man. Very, very kind indeed. Thank you for that. You wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. If you're not following Icy Bucks, but we raided him the other day, and he's a top class streamer. So go and drop him some love. Drop a follow on there as well, by the way. So you want to do that. You absolutely want to do that. Icy Bucks, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Is the TNS job still available? We might have to consider it at this point. What's the journey? The journey has been long and arduous, Stu. So this is where we are so far. This is what's happened. Okay. So we started unemployed. We went to Banbridge first of all in Northern Ireland, 3rd division. We got promoted from the 3rd division into the championship, so that counts as a trophy. We then won a cup as well, so that was great. So we spent 2.5 seasons at Banbridge. Then we moved to Portadown in the championship, got nothing. Just had about a year there. Moved to Dungannon in the Premiership, won a cup because they'd beaten Portadown. They were going to get relegated, so we left. Got the Linfield job, won the Premiership, won another cup, left, came to Oxford, who were in the National League at the time. Missed out on the playoffs in the first. Well, missed out. We got the playoffs, got knocked out there sadly in the first season. Second season, we won the Vanarama National and won the FA Trophy. Then we went into the 2nd division, League 2, got promoted in League 2. So that's the 3rd trophy. Went to East Fife in Scottish League 1, nothing. Moved to Huddersfield, so far nothing. That's what we've got in terms of trophies overall. 35 trophies to win. We've won 8. We're now in season 13. We've of course now lost the Carabao Cup out of that. So yeah, this is where we are. And now we might be losing a goalkeeper to Juventus. And I don't believe that. I don't understand how, because I don't think he's very good. Oh, yeah. I don't know why they want him. Right, we'll play the Chesterfield game, then we'll look to raid off. But yeah, that's where we are at the minute. That's sort of what the team looks like right now. Sorry, that's what the story looks like, I should say. Sorry. So hopefully that's filled you in a little bit, and you can be like, yeah, that's the sort of thing that I'm interested in. So if that's the sort of thing you fancy, then do, of course, drop a follow on it. Make sure you're part of it. We're here, as I say, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we do some extra bits and pieces as well. Basically on the other days that are free, we just go, yeah, let's just drop in and do some more bits and pieces. Even going, how are you, buddy? Hope you're on a better place than me. Stuck a service on the side of the moat waiting in AA. Jesus, man, what's happened there? You've not had a good travel week so far this week, so that's not what you want to be doing, is it? What's happened there, Owen? I really don't understand how Juventus are trying to sign this guy. You know? Right, Chris Biggs has come in, so there's another player who can play midfield, who can sort of like mix things up a little bit. He looks handy enough. Congreve now reckons he's coming to challenge. He's not really. Everyone's all there together to play. There's another injury in training, so what we're doing in training is not working at this point. Save went downhill when we started ranking serial killers by attractiveness. I mean, that's not true. The save was going downhill before that anyway. Too physical, maybe, but far from me to be correct, Franco. I was saying at the start, don't put too much physical training in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go back to what I think. Right, we'll see if that works. Because I don't want players to get injured too quickly. Chance creation, chance conversion. That was that, wasn't it? Then what did I have above? Corners and delivery. Attacking corners, attacking free kicks. Delivery. And I had physical there. Defensive shape. Team bonding here. Community outreach. Defending corners. There we go. We need physical in pre-season. Well, maybe. Let's see. Decided to go and be a good husband, drive across the country to pick up Mrs. How We Roll after the Elton John concert. Nice, we're allowed to sleep on the way home. She's got a job interview in the morning. Bless her, bless her. How was the gig? How was the gig? Not that you probably care at this point. Just I don't really care. Biggs is in the door. That gives us a bit more of an option. Cox has gone to Walsall. That's fine. There's no karma in the world. It wasn't even at a gig. Solely a driver. I mean, this is the thing, innit? You know, there's another injury there. 4 days though, so I think you can ride out 4 days. But that is quite a few knocks there, isn't it? Who's not playing? Who do we not need? Do Niall Jones for the minute. Hold the play right wing. He can. He can. He can. That's what I'm thinking. And I can play attacking right wing. Actually, what I might do is I might. Don't need to play right wing. Rogie plays right wing. Ball can go back to left. Wide playmaker. Curran's the wing back, full back. Like the formation. I appreciate that. There's definitely, to be fair, it's sort of what we've been using the last. We used it a lot at Huddersfield, and it's pretty good because when we move forward in the high line, the halfback holds his shape or drops in there to make a back three. The wing backs obviously can do what they want. One wing back potentially will go forward, and the other one will stay. Realistically, I would prefer a wing back on the left to go up and around. But at the minute, we've sort of got too much on the right hand side attacking. It's not to say that it's not to say that it doesn't work. It's just that we've not tried it this way. So it'll be interesting to see sort of how it goes this way around, you know. Yes, yeah, appreciate that, Rob. Well, the high line was sat there to be that sort of argument that we're pressing, isn't it? So we can obviously make it drop off so that we're naturally going to sit back a little bit. Then if we sit a bit lower, then you've then got a long gap essentially. So I don't know. I mean, look, again, we're panicking potentially over like two games so far. The season's not going to be defined on those two matches, hopefully. You know, a draw and a defeat. Hopefully. Right, you just got to keep nudging, get to that release clause, and he can go. Appreciate that, Rob. Curran's out for 6 weeks. Right, well that's not what we want. So a lot of injuries in pre-season is not really helping us. Can't seem to catch a break at the minute, but that's fine. Don't worry, it'll be okay. Surely. It's just it's not quite what we were hoping for at the minute. But no defensive substitutes. So we'll see. Carnell can't get on the bench, he's injured. That's what I'm saying. We've got like everyone, all of our defenders are injured. I don't understand how, but Carnell's out for 4 weeks. Yeah. So Carnell's out for 4 weeks. Curran's out for 4 weeks. Miles is out for 2 days. So he'll come back. Price is going to be out for about another 11 days. We have to dip into the reserves if we have to. See if there's any youngsters about who can maybe move into right back cover if we need them, or we have to go and loan another player. This is the moment when that lad from West Ham would have been really ideal. So 6 first team players out injured. That's where we are at this point. Do you know what I mean? 6. I mean, it's all well and good having Travis playing at right back, but we haven't then got a centre half to put in his place, sadly. So if we move Travis to right back, we've got John Grant playing right back anyway. But if we move Travis to right back, then who do we play? Dallason's not good enough to play as a centre half unless we put Dempsey into centre half. Then we have to find someone to cover Dempsey's position. Like, it might come to that, but hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, cross that bridge when we get to it. Hopefully not. Ride that storm out. We'll be okay. If we have to take more players, we have to take more players in. We've signed more players than I would have liked in the summer, but I'm going to decline that meeting. Right, Barnett, I've tried everything, mate. I've tried to get you out there. Nobody wants to sign you, so I don't know what you're wanting at this point. Are we against this guy right now? You know. Can't really do he still can't do tackling, can he? That's the problem. Ignore me. Right. The thing is, Woolrich, I don't know where he plays. That's the problem. Like, and I think that's a big issue. if you look at a guy who can play in so many positions and go, I don't know which one where you fit. I've got no idea. But is he a jack of all trades, masters of none? That's the worry, isn't it? Oh, right, Barnett. He's not attracting anything. Just get into the reserves, mate. Just go and do whatever you need to do. Like, it's not going to happen. Right, we need to give this to Chesterfield. Right, Dempsey's fit, we reckon. Alfredo, Boyle, probably play 75. Let's go for it. See what we can come up with here. Home against Chesterfield. We need a result. If we don't get one, then let's not again. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it, right? Because again, it's not a case of ripping everything up and starting again. It's little tweaks. Boiling with the tackle there. Good challenge. Alfredo, Hughes, Dempsey. Rogie gets a big cheer for touching the ball. Grant's through. There's Harrison. Pull it back. Doesn't need to. 32 seconds in. That's what we're talking about. Jameson ball in full flow. He could have cut it back for Ward. Instead he goes near post. Now we're talking. Dempsey started it all. But technically Boyle did. Boyle got the tackle in on the wing. Played to Lafredo, and then Dempsey pings the ball out across. So team goal. 100 points is back on now. We're all right. Early season blip, wasn't it? Let everyone have a head start. That's what it is. They're starting to come up a little bit now. Back to pre-season midfield. Yeah. Hopefully, anyway. Rogie's come in. Hopefully, he can start to be the difference maker. I'm not bothered about no highlights. I'm worried now there's a corner. Cleared. Oh, not cleared enough though. Side netting. Jameson in. Corner Arsenal. Okay. Right. Jameson in then. That's what we're hoping for, right? See what I mean about Dempsey dropping back into that gap in the central defenders there as the half-back. Rogie gives the ball away. Yeah. Keep my eyes on the average ratings. Ward's on a 6.5 again. He's not doing it, is he? Miles didn't do it, actually. That's a good point. Great ball through. There's Ward. Takes it wide. Pulls it back for Harrison over the top. Yeah, I think Ward needs a bit of shooting practice, doesn't he? Have to be Campbell to come on, possibly. Right, he's had enough. Get Campbell on there. Stacey's on a 6.6 now, on the yellow card as well. Rogie's 6.5. Hughes nods the ball down. Boyle over the top. Campbell's through on it. Ooh. That would have been interesting. First touch and getting a goal. That would have been like, alright, there you go. You can do it, can you? Rogie's corner in. In fact, I'm tempted to make a change actually. Biggs can come on. I'm going to bring. Let's see if Gardner can play where Stacey is actually. Go balanced as well, actually. Let's try something out at this point. Boyle. Ball's over the top. Campbell can chase it. Pulls it back. Boyle gets off. Gets on the end of it with his right foot. Head, heart, balls. Appreciate the rain, man. How are you? Hope you're having a good one. How's the stream? Great ball through. There's Campbell. Ross Campbell gets it. D-boy plays. Welcome in. First time in. Hope you well. Hope you well. 2-0 now to Huddersfield. This is more like it. This is what we're talking about. Much better. Who's the ball played from, actually, is it? I think it's Rogie. I think Rogie gets his first assist in blue and white. Yeah, Ward just needs a bit. Ward just needs his first goal, really. That's the thing. He needs to get that, and then he'll be fine. Until then, he's going to be snatching at chances. He's going to be a little bit worried. You know, we paid a reasonable amount of money for him, so he's got pressure on his shoulders. We'll see how he copes with it. At the minute, he's not really coping with it too well. But then again, you can say that with a few other players as well. But that's much better. Much better. 2-0 win. At least that's what we need, you know. First 3 points of the season moves us up to 13th. Ward's out for a couple of days, right? Okay, fine. He's got a bit of a knock. So maybe rest him for the next match anyway. Just see how he does in training, to be honest. We've got a striker on 23-game run without a goal. I think Ward is all right. Well, yeah. If you end up like that, then yeah, you're going to start to worry, aren't you? Definitely start to worry. What's the situation looking like with the calendar then? Is the transfer window going to close? It is, yeah. Transfer window closes before the Swindon game. So I think let's park that there, come back on Friday, and we'll know what happens next. That's what I think is the best thing to do. At least, and then we've ended on a win as well. So we can always sort of count that as well. And be like, oh yeah, remember that time that we actually did a win. We can all enjoy that. So let's see who's around, shall we? We've got maybe. I thought, God, that's a really, really great stream. But it's not. That's just someone watching the telly. So it's not going to be. We're not going to go there. We could pop in and see. I'll tell you what, we've not seen Jigsaw for a while. Yeah, let's go and see them. Actually, they've only been on for an hour, right? Go and see Jigsaw, and we will make sure you drop them follow as well. And as I say, we'll be there. We'll be back on Friday, I think. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be absolutely fine. Appreciate you all as always. Loads of support. Genuinely loved it. Great stream. Hope everyone had fun. Take care. See you Friday. If not, we'll see you tomorrow, but probably Friday. All right. All the best. Bye now.